Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to week 2 of Qualcomm Snapdragon Conquest. This is going to be season 2 where we're doing Free Fire Pro Series, and with me is going to be IG Cape. IG Cape, I would like to put week 2 as the do or die situation for most of the teams because we have come to the mid of the league stages, and we all know that it's going to be a pretty tough situation for the bottom 5 or 6 teams to actually make it into the top 6 as of today.
Yes, as we talk about the league stages, it stretches over 3 weeks. So the week one is over. We still have 2 weeks remaining, and that gives the week one itself made a lot of over changes. The turns coming up, the tables turning down, Blind Esports coming on top, and then teams like Team D Esports performing 4 unknown, the kings of the last season, going down to the 5th place. So you can see the potential of every team. So we still can't say what week two and week three is gonna bring forth.
Yeah, but at the same time, I would love to see what the overall standing is going to look as of now, because it's going to show us what the teams have to strategize from here on. We'll be looking at the prize pool before that, where we'll see that it's a huge prize pool of 30 lakh rupees, and it's important for all those teams who have come in to aim for the big money, because ultimately they're having a lot of experience and having a minimum of at least 15,000 in their pocket when they leave this tournament.
As you look up on the bifurcation of the total prize pool, the first prize is gonna take home, I think, somewhere near 15 lakh rupees, 10 lakh rupees. The second place takes home 5 lakh, and the third place is gonna take home 2 lakh 50,000. When the fourth place with 2, the fifth with 1 lakh 80, the sixth with 150, and the seventh with 120, and so on. The best thing, as you said, the 19 to 24th place gets 15,000. So every team doesn't need to be dejected. They are taking something home, and as we talk about the 13th to the 18th place, they also get to take home 25,000 points. But as we look upon further, it's the match scoring, the point distribution that we are looking at. The first place will get 20 points for getting the booyah, the second place with 17, the third place with 15.
Yeah, and so on until the most important thing comes up on our screens. That's going to be 2 kill points for each of the kills. So that's going to matter a lot. But we'll be looking at the teams as of now at Group A. We have some big names coming in. We have Level Iconic, Life Hackers, Total Gaming, Raven Esports, Team D Esports, and Team Chaos. So I do understand that, there are some really strong and underdog teams in each of these groups.
While we come to Group B, we have Team Elite, PVS Gaming, Never Broke Again, Team Mayhem, Blind Esports, and Chemin Esports. New teams coming in, like the same teams from the League Stages Week 1, but compared to Season 1, we have new teams also joining us. As we talk about Group C, we have the champions from Season 1, 4 unknown, Enigma Gaming, TSG, Army, Nemesis, GodLike, and Evil Army.
Yeah, we were speaking about new teams coming in, and we have GodLike over here. At the same time, we'll be able to see where the teams from Group D, we also have TSM, UG Mania, AFF, then we have Headhunters, we have Blood Bashers, and DESI Gamers. So as I was speaking about the new teams coming in, we would also want to see whether they'll be able to dominate. We know that Blind is coming in as a new name for a team as of now, but at the same time, the way they're able to dominate the whole series until now is really commendable. In the first 2 days, we saw that it was 4 unknown was actually dominating most of it, but all of a sudden we saw Blind Esports bouncing back really hard and getting the most number of kill points by any team. They are the first team to reach the triple digit when it comes to kill points. So I believe they've done an amazing job so far.
Now, as we look upon the schedule, we'll have the first match, Bermuda, match number 19, starting at 6:57. Then Kalahari, then Bermuda, then Kalahari, and again with Bermuda and Kalahari. That's going to be 3 times 6 matches. And I think somewhere we'll be seeing actions between the same teams 3 times these days. Today itself, I think there's going to be A versus B and C versus D. All these teams have 3 matches each.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, we'll have to look at what they will be standing on after the overall standings from week 1. Will this day 1 of week 2 can change the entire thing?
Yeah.
Because everyone was at a difference of 1 or 2 or 3 points, very close by to each other.
Yeah, at the same time, we'll be looking at the overall points table, where we'll be able to see the bottom 13 as of now, or I would like to call them the bottom 10 or 11 at this point of time. Bottom 11, I'm so sorry, at this point of time. But at this, we are able to see the shocker for me, obviously, will be Total Gaming coming on the 13th position.
Well, I think Total Gaming is very close by 12 teams. DESI Gamers, Chemin Esports, Blood Bashers, GodLike, Nemesis, and Raven are on a safe side as of now, but still Raven has to look out for themselves or find themselves playing in the wildcards in the later week 4. And as we look on to Enigma Gaming, Team Chaos, Never Broke Again, Life Hackers, Mayhem somewhere. I think Team Mayhem and Life Hackers and Never Broke Again have to look forward to something in week 2 and 3. Do or die situation for them. Week 2 is still after day 2 we can give a prediction on week 2, but still the week 3 is the important stage for them, like the day. And as we talk about the first page of the overall point standing, Blind Esports on the top with 239 points, just on the top. Team Elite following close by at 213 at the second. 4Unknown at the third place with 199, and with a 1 point difference, Team D Esports also at 198.
Yeah, but I'm really happy to see Team D Esports coming in the top 4, because we did not expect this team to perform so strong. We all know that, you know, they had that capability of doing it, but at the same time, nobody was ready to vouch for this team in the beginning. But eventually, I know from here on, there's going to be a lot of people watching for them so that they get the kind of booyahs which is required for them. At the same time, it was really shocker for me to see Blind Esports going so aggressive throughout the first week that they have a total of 103 kill points. I mean, that shows the aggression in which you're playing the whole tournament.
I think we'll be seeing a video of from the team Blind Esports on their overall performance in week 1. So let's move on to it and let's take a look at it.
So as we look at the Blind Esports, it was Abhay who's got 15 kills with a total of 9,549 damage. Akshadeep again coming in with 9. Bablu is still not played so far. Ginotra, the man for their team, has been coming in with 20 kill points. Nivesh is coming in with 9. So let's look at the highlights of how things have been going on till now. Why Ginotra was able to, you know, come up with such good kills is because he was really good at grenade. He was really good at close range fights with Max 7, with grenade launchers. Everything was done good by them. As we can see, Ginotra coming up with a beautiful grenade over there to take down Deadshot. Yeah, and it was connecting, all of that which was connecting really well. At the same time, on the other side, we can see again Ginotra coming into action. We see 2 players of Total Gaming getting taken down because of the grenade launcher. I really like, you know, the way he places his crosshair when it comes to close range fights as well. With the Groza, I was able to take down one, almost getting down another. Again with the Max 7, as we speak about the close range fights, we're really good at it. Nivesh on the other side has become the grenadier for the team for me, because most of the time whenever he has cooked a grenade, he has taken a knock or a kill.
When we talk about Kalahari, we know that command post will be taken on by Blind Esports, and the team that comes to try in for the close range is obviously going to face the wrath of Ginotra. And this was we remember from week 1 where BBS, that is Blood Bashers, trying to take on BLD. 2 players, they did not kill them, they just let them pass. But at the third player, when they spotted it, the entire team came in for the backup. And the team play, the squad play that you can see from Blind Esports is something I really like about them, because they stick together, make sure that the team gets the backup that they need. Ginotra always there for the action. Whenever one of his teammates gets knocked out, he makes sure to get that cover, taking that fires onto himself. And as we talk about long range fights by Abhay was very good with the snipers, execution, kills. The nades coming in onto team TSM FTX also was a beautiful one, and the last nade could have taken down the entire team. But still, the close range snipers by Abhay was something I really liked, which I did not see in season 1. But still, they are a team joining us for the season 2 for the first time. So since like when they joined, they have put up a performance like a wrecking ball, just making sure that the name stays on the top. In the day 1, day 2, they were somewhere very close by. They were trying to be making their name, but on the day 3, they proved themselves that they are champions of the season 2 for week 1.
Yeah, but for me, the most important player for their side will be obviously Ginotra, but at the same time, if I have to speak about one other player, it's not going to be Nivesh, it's going to be Abhay coming in from their side. The way he comes in and gives the right kind of backup when required, and he makes sure that he executes those skills when it's the nth point where he has to go ahead and take those kills. So I believe, you know, the whole team is working out really good with one grenadier, with one support, and Ginotra leading it in from the front. So I believe, you know, the Blind Esports looks really promising as of now, but let's see what's going to happen in week 2, because everybody will be targeting them from here on.
Now we'll look upon the matchup of the first match of the day, where it will be Group A versus B, where Total Gaming, Team Chaos, Raven Esports, Level Iconic, Lifehackers and Team D Esports will be fighting against one of the champions of Season 2 right now for Week 1. That's again Blind Esports coming in from Group B, and there will be multiple squads. Also, as we talk about Total Gaming, they are at the 13th place, so they also want to make it to the top of the top 12 of the leaderboard when it comes. 13 to 12 is very close for them. It's a very easy piece of cake. Let's see if they are able to take it. As you talk about Level Iconic, somewhere I think they were able to execute 1 booyah in the name, and Team D Esports with again 2 booyahs. So there are teams like Total Gaming, PVS Gaming, Blind Esports, and these are all the teams you have to literally watch out for when it comes to Group A versus B.
Yeah, at the same time at Group B, we are able to see Team Elite, PBS Gaming, Never Broke Again, Mayhem, Blind Esports and Chemin Esports coming in from their side. But that is one thing, which Blind Esports has to look out for. Their strategy will be read by all their enemies at this point of time. They would have watched each and every game as to how they perform so far, and they would have come up with a counter strategy against this team. So I believe that Blind Esports now has to come up with a new kind of strategy. They have to start experimenting a bit, or if they stick on to their previous strategy, they have to be on point every time they take a shot. If not, obviously they'll get taken down.
Well, let's move on to the casters' predictions. And what do you predict for the first match itself, where it's going to be Group A versus B? It's the map of Bermuda, so I'm gonna go for Blind Esports.
Okay, you'll be sticking on to Blind Esports, but I'll be going on to one of those, major teams which will be coming in. That's going to be Total Gaming, because I strongly believe that it's going to be Delete from the side of Total Gaming, who will be trying to come in and show something very different. But at the same time, I'm able to see Masab is having a same kind of mindset as of mine.
Yes.
Monish on the other side is going with Level Iconic. He'll be the one-man odd out.
One-man army.
Yeah, one man over there. Warloop is going with Raven Esports. Slumber Queen, DK Official and Gaming, they are also coming up with different names. So it looks like DK Official is going with Team D Esports. That is also one of the teams to watch out for, because being in the top 3 proves that you're made out of something.
Well, obviously, Team D Esports coming out of nowhere, just toppling down the Kings again. So, if I remember correctly, Team D Esports was able to execute 4 unknown and with the melee ones, with nothing, not even a gun, just went in with the fist and got Swastik from 4 unknown down, and something like that keeps on happening in week 2. I'll lose my mind if something like that happens. But still, we'll have to watch out for 4 unknown's performance also today when it comes to the match number. I think they will be playing somewhere in match number 3, 4. And the last one 6. So we will see the performance if they have come up with a different strategy, because everyone has gone into week 1 watching each and every streams, making sure they know the strategies of each and every other team, knows which path they will take. And as we talk about the plane path for the last time before taking off, it's going to be Team Chaos, Team D Esports, Raven Esports, Total Gaming, Blind Esports, Chemin Esports, Team Elite, BVS Gaming, Never Broke Again, Team Mayhem, and I think I missed 2 of the teams in the beginning.
Yeah, but it's fine, because what's more important at this point of time is obviously going to be the flight path, which will be coming on our screens, ladies and gentlemen. This is week 2, and in the total, it's going to be match number 19, which will be coming up on our screens. It looks like the flight path is going over Rimnam Village, dissecting the map right to the center over Bhima Sakti Strip and Riverside, giving a lot of space for the teams to spread around. But at the same time, I can see Never Broke Again is looking forward to go to Rimnam Village to get some early access of good firepower. At the same time, they'll be accompanied with probably life hackers, if I'm not wrong, or probably it's the Iconic who's going to go in with them over there.
Well, as we talk about Team Raven Esports, they're opting to go in towards Clock Tower, Mayhem going in towards Factory. Mars Electric is uncontested for Poichinok, looks empty right now. There are 2 teams heading towards Peak and Kota Tower. That's going to be Team BVS Esports and Crest Esports. There's going to be an early fight between Team Never Broke Again and Team Level Iconic. Vesemir is out in the open, getting spotted right now. He just wants to get all the teams want to get out the loot that they could, and Baka Boy gets tagged. A beautiful knock coming in from the hands of Icy Angry. That's an oil barrel that took him down right now. A beautiful knock coming in. Strategized gameplay by Team Never Broke Again.
But at the same time, I could read that PBS Gaming is also going into a skirmish. Asustar will be confirming and getting the first blood, even though we are able to see another skirmish happening over here at Rimnam Village, and we are able to see that NBA are playing it really smart at this point of time.
Whoa.
They have taken a place where they believe they can have a complete control over the complete blue zone, because they have more island on their side, and I believe it's going to be much more easier for them.
As we talk about Mary X, it goes in from the back, and Team Never Broke Again has an opportunity right now to take down Level Iconic, and they are totally unaware that Mary X is on the back. Ronigi holds this location. They just wants to go in for the loot, but they are still lacking the loot, glue walls, and every supplies, and this is going to be very difficult for Team Level Iconic to make out of. But still, we can see like Mayhem performed in week 1, a 1v4 pulled off by Team Mayhem, but will Team Level Iconic be able to do the same, a 1v4 or a 4v4, and get off safely from Rimnam Village with all the blue zone loot that's just in front of them, kept in front of them, at the same time contesting against Team Never Broke Again.
But what I love the most about Never Broke Again is that 2 people are watching out for the enemies, the other 2 are busy farming and bringing the right kind of loot to go in for a close range fight. I do believe that Iconic should have done the same thing rather than sitting in one place, but they're happy with whatever loot they've got probably, and that is why they're not going for any kind of fights or the early skirmishes which they're looking for. Baka Boy on the other side will be getting a gun in his name as well. Aladdin on the other side has got a hand cannon. Simmer with the M10, Angry with the Scar. Ronnie on the other side has a view of someone for sure. I think he has detected Mary coming in from the other side with that M82B. Will be looking forward for a knock. Angry gets tagged again. Not the right kind of start for the Iconics, but let's see whether they'll be able to take down the team of NBA, because two players are almost down to 50 HP at this point of time.
As we talk about Mariex, he was very good with the snipers in Season 1 when it came to 8 kills execution by snipers. I want to see that same Mariex in this action and making a name for Team Never Broke Again, who needs to make a comeback in this match or in the following matches. As we talk about Blind Esports, we're going to see the match-wise performance in match number 11. In the match number 1, they got 11 kills. In match number 4, they had 5 kills. So you can see the consistency. They have kept that minimum of 5 kills in every match. Match number 16 also 5 kills, 10, and match number 1 and 10 was very helpful for them with 11 kills and 12 kills. That gives them easily like 22 and 24 points. So every kill matters when it comes to the overall points.
Yeah, but at the same time, having an average of 10 points just by kills is obviously going to put you on the top of the table. And let's see whether they'll be able to execute more when it comes to the week 2, because they will be the people who will be targeted as of now. We saw how 4 Unknown were targeted after, they performed really well on the day 1 and almost good on the day 2. At this point of time, we'll be looking at Iconic still suffering in the hands of NBA, and looks like NBA is going to be busy farming around Rimnam village, not bothering, the movement of Iconic coming in from their side. It's going to be Angry, who's taking a risk of taking a flank around, but he has to regroup with Aladdin, who's trying to take a flank and get away from this place. Probably, in case they're trying to come in from a different angle to take a fight, I think they're trying to dig their own grave.
Well, Aladdin has an opportunity to go back, but at the same time, Aman is at a very low HP, and this might be the opportunity level Iconic were looking for, a vulnerability on towards Team Never Broke Again. Aman gets the first aid, and there he's healing up. Aladdin closes in on him. Aman might have gotten the footprints of him or footsteps of him that's very close by. So Aladdin still doesn't have a gun in his hand, so that might make it difficult for him. At the same time, finally he finds a gun and he's gonna go in for that push onto Icy Angry. Aman comes in for the backup at the right time, so this might be the change of the situation that they were looking for. Meanwhile, I see Simmer getting taken down. NBA VRC Triple O coming into action. VRC 1000 coming into action. A knock coming in. Chrono Shield has popped up. The second knock onto Team Level Iconic. Mariex finally able to execute those sniper kills. 2 kills already in the name of Team Never Broke Again.
As I said, it's as good as digging their own grave, but at the same time, Aman on the other side, he's got taken down and will be finished as well because of the hand grenade coming in from their side. But Baka Boy comes in at the right point of time, gives the right kind of backup, takes down another player. That means Iconic will be left out with one last player who would not want to take this fight, would be playing for placement points if he's intelligent enough, or if he's wanting to go for a close range fight. I think that could be the end of Iconic if they're choosing to do so. But NBA will be losing Aman at the beginning of the game. Even when Mariex is performing so well with the M82B, I don't know how well things are going to turn out for them as well.
Well, I think they could have, Angry could have gone in for that revive onto Aladdin because he had that ridge advantage, and Team Never Broke Again is not going in for that push, so it could have been advantageous for him. See the entire ridge advantage for him somewhat gives him the favor that he could have gotten.
Yeah, but at the same time, he could have got a backstab, right? Because NBA could come in from the Rimnam village side, from the center part to come in behind the ridge and take them out. It's good to play for placement points rather than, trying to fight it out for kill points where it's going to be next to impossible. At the same time, they did not have the right kind of loot in their hands. For now, we'll be looking at Team Elite at this point of time. I mean, Life Hackers at this point of time, and we are able to see that landmines are also being set by this team. They are at Pochinok. They're looking forward to get that early access of the zone in case it's happening at Pochinok, but they're very close proximity with against the side of Mayhem, and we are not able to see any kind of performance coming in from the side of Mayhem. So looking forward to see whether Mayhem will be able to execute and take down the side of Life Hackers, because these are the two teams at the bottom and they have to make sure they get some kill points and placement points on their name.
Well, I seriously like the way that PVS Gaming has placed themselves, because they have the advantage to take the fight after one of the teams get vulnerable after fighting against each other. As we talk about Team Life Hackers, a beautiful sneaky move coming in, placing landmines at every entrance, is making sure that none of the players from Team Mayhem enters. And Team Mayhem have been is right now at the bottom 6 in the overall scoreboard, so they have to look out for something. They'll have to play it for the placement points as well as make sure to execute some kills at the same time. As we talk about PVS Gaming, they have been sneaky from the beginning. They have lost a player this time. And as we talk about the zone is formed right now, almost centering peak and between Pochinok. So somewhere I think it will take a northern shift towards Peak and Kota Tua at the same time. As we look about to the outer side of the zone towards Observatory, we have Team D Esports and Team Chaos very close to each other. Meanwhile, I don't see Blind Esports anywhere close by. Blind Esports were the one who went into observatory, but at the same time, they took a different rotation, but I couldn't see them anywhere on the map. I think they are already inside the zone.
Yeah, they're pretty much inside the zone as well. But what was good for me was to see CES already making to the southern side of that place, where he can take advantage of the ridge and, make sure that, nobody attacks them, as we'll be able to see that, CES coming in from the side of the bridge. Ashustar gets tagged, if I'm not wrong. It's going to be Adam who's also been tagged at this point of time. I think PBS Gaming had detected them and they've started to assault them ruthlessly.
Well, Sanjay getting tagged, he was almost down to his half health, and at the same time, there's Total Gaming coming in from the back. They also want to get their action on at the full possibility, whatever they can execute. They might go in for the kill. Sanjay getting healed up, and meanwhile, as we talk about, you can see the number of teams forming up at Poichinok. We have Team Total Gaming, PVS Esports, Chemin Esports, Mayhem, Team Lifehackers, and at the same time, Blind Esports have finally made their way towards Poichinok. A longer rotation coming in, but at the same time, no fights taken. This is the strategy of Team Blind Esports. They will not engage in early gunfights. They always prefer to go in the last time. They will go when the enemies are most vulnerable, execute the maximum number of kills, and eventually try to get those booyah or end up in the top 5.
Yeah, but look at the lineup coming in from the side of Total Gaming, and really good to see that Mafia Bala is coming back into the team, which can be a really good advantage for the side of Total Gaming. And this is the man everybody are watching out for. Delete is that one person who can come in out of nowhere and give you a decent amount of assault, decent amount of early kills in your name, which is going to be much more helpful for you. And look at the position they're holding at this point of time. They are not bothered who's going to be backstabbing them from the side of Peak. They're pretty much confident that this terrain is where we'll stay, because we have a compound, we have a ridge, and we know this terrain really well. But at the same time, to the side of Kota Tova, if you put our eyes, we can see the Team Elite is playing really safe, and it's good thing we are able to see that Pahadi, Killer, everybody are still alive from the side of Team Elite, and nobody's got taken down. So this is going to be a very strong fight coming in from the side of Team Elite against the side of Total Gaming, in case they try to gatekeep the side of Team Elite.
As we talk about Team Blind Esports, they're at a very close proximity to Lifehackers and Mayhem as well, and we can also see that Raven Esports coming from the top, descending from the top of the mountain, and might be an easy target for PVS Gaming to pick off each one by one. At the same time, Iconic getting spotted off by Chemin Esports. One of the players, Iconic is tagged right now. They are trying to go in for the covers. They are taking the vehicles and might try to push it towards them. Meanwhile, Blind Esports comes into action, stinks down one of the players from Mayhem Esports. Abhirao is knocked out. The second player, Mayhem, Abhirao gets finished off. Farforce getting finished off. 2 players remaining from Team Mayhem, and the last 2 players, will they be able to fight against the champions who are holding the top of the leaderboard right now? Abhay gets knocked out. The sniper needs the revive that they need, and Mayhem Nikhil comes in from the back. This is time for PVS Gaming to come in and take the share of the action. Chemin Esports very close by. Blind Akashdev goes in for the knock, tries for the knock, and Ninja comes up with a glow wall, and a knock coming in. Very close fight against Mayhem. Ninja getting taken down by a beautiful grenade by Nivesh, and the last player standing for Mayhem has decided to stay a little bit safer right now. He does not want to take that fight, but at the same time, as we talk about Blind Esports, Abhay has gotten that revive. 3 kills already in the name, 6 points already in the hand, and Chemin Esports just watching by looking at this fight happening between Blind Esports and Mayhem.
But at the same time, we are able to see that there's another action going on over here. We're able to see ES have come in a bit more closer to the side of Team Elite, and we're able to see that Team Elite right now are suffering to an extent because they're inside a compound. A good grenade coming in from their side can do a lot of damage. Adam is not left out with any kind of grenades. Aim God and Adam are 2 players who have to stick together to make sure they give the right kind of opening. Ashustar is pretty much far away. We're able to see that Kaushik is finally able to cook a grenade against the side of Iconic, and a grenade has been connected over here. Kaushik is left out with just 5 HP, but will be connecting that grenade against Iconic. Will give a right kind of opening for them. Another beautiful grenade comes in. Killer is almost down to 50 HP. Another grenade trying to enter this place. This is what I was speaking about. Oh my god, a knock comes in again. It's Kaushik who's doing most of the job for the team, as Iconic at this point of time is suffering ruthlessly. Another predatory grenade comes in. Kaushik is being unstoppable. Now it's important for them to easily rush in, but Pahadi inside with the Max 7 is waiting to welcome everybody. Another grenade comes in. I don't know what is Kaushik doing at this point of time. More grenades coming in from their side. It's going to be an exchange of grenades in a close range fight, and it's something good to watch out for.
Iconic getting knocked down. The last 2 players standing for Chemin Esports. Pahadi Pahadi getting to heal himself up, trying to go in for that action. He's trying to go in with that aim god getting knocked out, and the last player standing for Chemin Esports also. My goodness, will this man be able to pull a 1v4? But no, Team Elite gets finished off at the 11th place. Chemin Esports with all the 4 players still standing. Aim god FF knocked out. The revive is going to come for the team anytime soon, and 5 kills to the name, 10 points. I think these are the new kill leaders of this match right now of the league stage, week 2, day 1.
Yeah, but I just loved the way Kaushik was cooking those grenades. He made sure that he did at least a damage or a knock when every time he threw a grenade. For now, we'll be looking at the side of PVS after losing a player. Right now, they want to be a bit more safer. They'll be playing for placement points, which they're really clever at. But at the same time, I would want to see if they'll be able to execute some good kills when it comes to this game. For now, we'll be able to see the Team Chaos is not able to bring any kind of chaos. Scary gets taken out because of Team RE coming in from the other side. It's important for Scary to immediately get revved because he was on the top of the containers, but eventually comes in. Roshan is going to cook up a grenade, but doesn't place it at the right spot. Because of the chrono shield, they're going to live for some more time, but eventually it's going to be Deadshot coming in from the other side with the grenade launcher. Has done most of the damage and eventually gets taken down and gets confirmed as well. Shinu comes in from the other side from Team D, and they have done an amazing job to survive this. Scary will be bleeding out. Max will be the last man standing from the side of Team Chaos. Let's see what's going to happen as they've got a blessing in disguise coming in from the side of Team D Esports.
Team D Esports, Roshan was knocked out. He got that revive, trying to fall back. They'll have to regroup again towards the zone. And as we talk about the zone number 4 is going to form in the next 4 seconds as zone number 3 starts to shrink in. We have Team Raven Esports, Shai Shankar just holding it out. Scary going to bleed out, and TC Max, Team Chaos Max calls in an airdrop. I think he's trying to get that supplies, whatever needed for the team. As we talk about the number of teams, we have 10 teams and 30 players remaining with the zone number 4 to close in, and that comes to say is that the number of fights at the end is going to be massive. REH knocked down the Amit Wala. That's going to be Team D Esports with 1 kill in the name, trying to play it a bit safe with all the 4 players standing. They are going to come into action when it comes to the last zone. AC 80 in the drop. Will Team Chaos opt in for it? Max wants to take that drop, but at the same time taking damage from the zone. He has 7 first aids, 6 glow walls, and 0 grenades in his hands. He has to fall back towards the zone, but Sai Shankar is just waiting it out for him to come out of the glue wall so that he could take that knockoff finish, take that finish onto Team Chaos Esports.
Yeah, Total Gaming being at the highest, terrain at this point of time, but the zone has a very different story to tell. Now they have to come back, drop down inside. Total Gaming looks like they can have a promising day as of now. Max is gonna come in. He doesn't realize that he could be gatekeeper at this point of time. Eco on the other side is trying to cook up a grenade against the side of Total Gaming. Delete is trying to push in at this point of time. Mafia Bala will be the person closest to the grenade, will be getting some shot, but eventually Mafia on the other side connects that AWM shot, will be getting that opening kill for the team, and I think that's the best backup you could ever receive. First Yaja gets taken down because of Nobita's landmine, and that was a very, very clever landmine for sure. Now they're gonna go in and eventually revive him at the earliest. As we can see that Delete and Mafia Bala are doing something really unique at this point of time. They're gonna take down Eco completely, and now Mafia is gonna come in really slow with the camouflage. Let's see whether he'll be able to execute one more kill against the side of PVS. I don't understand why PVS is running away at this point of time. In case they all shot the team to Total Gaming coming in inside the circle, it could have been much more easier for them.
Team RE, Sai Shankar gets that revive that he needs. Team Elite Baby tries to go in for that double vector, trying to get that knock. Sai Shankar with a VSS able to hold them back right now. And as we talk about Team Blind Esports, the strongest team inside the zone, trying to keep all the teams trying to come in. Ajit gets knocked out. Ajit gets taken down almost at a very low HP. That is going to be Team Elite Baby. That is Lifehackers Baby coming into action. 1 kill in the name. Sam and Anshul, the 2 players remaining, making their way into the zone. They have to face off Team D Esports in front of them. Meanwhile, Total Gaming gets a knock onto Team RE. That's going to be Raven Esports. Prasanna gets knocked out and goes the kill, and that's the end for Team Chaos also coming in at the same time. Blind Esports on an action right now. Team Elite has been wiped out. It's going to be that's Team Lifehackers almost about to be wiped out. Last player standing for Lifehackers. Team Total Gaming with all the 4 players standing with 2 kills in the name. Spots of Sai Shankar, spots of Raven Esports goes in for that push onto them. Will they be able to execute those kills? And yes, they are able to execute those kills. Raven Esports completely wiped out. Team Total Gaming, Team PVS Gaming, and Blind Esports. Babai tries to go in for that grenades, and at the same time grenades coming on towards them from Team Total Gaming. PVS Nubida, the last player standing for PVS, getting spotted off by Total Gaming. All the 4 players going in together. A coming in from Blind Nivesh, taking down Nubida. At the same time, 2 players from Total Gaming are down. This is the opening for Team Blind Esports, and they're going to go for the push. They are going to get that kill and execute Total Gaming, finishing them at the 5th place.
13 kills coming in for the side of Blind Esports. This is what we were speaking about. Nivesh, my man, coming in with the grenades yet again. What an amazing display of Grenadier. I mean, I don't know what to say. I'm running out of words. I'm still under shock. I'm awestruck by the performance of Team Blind Esports. Right now they have advantage of the zone as well. All they have to do is wait out for the other teams to come inside the circle. Just gatekeep them. Make sure that they keep killing them and get those kill points in their name. On the other side, Team Esports is going to be looking at the side of CES. We're able to see that Kaushik is trying to Shustar with the grenade, with the Groza is trying to connect some shots as well. I'm able to see that none of them are using grenades or grenade launchers. I spoke too early. Nivesh comes up with a grenade launcher, takes down 3 more players, comes up 10 kills in his name. He's going to continue doing that with a lot of grenades. Nivesh with another one coming in. Shiro gets taken down. I don't think Nivesh is going to stop anytime soon. 3 more players inside the home. We'll be looking at some grenades flying in for sure. It's going to be 17 kills coming in from their side. Akshay Devet does it.
Goodness.
Blind Esports coming out as champion of the first day. I mean, Week 2, Day 1, a champion performance coming in from the side of Blind Esports. I think they have written history when it comes to Qualcomm Snapdragon so far. How many kills?
20 kills and 60 points coming in for Blind Esports. That's not even Season 1. This is Season 2. The target has been broken. I was just waiting for a team to break the 50 mark, and they just broke the entire Season 1 mark of 56. And this was one of the most exciting games, and I like it because I predicted Blind Esports will win the first game because they want to show who the true champions are.
Exactly. At one point of time, I thought the Total Gaming had that opportunity because they had good grenadiers coming in from their side. I don't know what Nivesh drank in the morning today or what he ate before he entered the match. Like each grenade, name one grenade sent by Nivesh which did not do damage or which did not, give kills. I mean, each and every grenade made sure that they executed a knock or a kill, and I believe that he's going to be rewriting history to remove Radhe Thakur, who had a total of 12,000 damage and a total of 22 kills from his side. With just one day, he'll be able to come up with 13 to 14 kills.
Yes.
By the end of week 2, I know his name is going to be there on the top.
Well, I really like to say about Team D Esports, they just stacking up inside a single house, all of them, and Blind Esports coming in from the back, putting a glue wall in front of the gate so that none of them could escape, just making a hot box for them, going in with that grenades, killing them, and Abhay, the man with the sniper at the close range, he was executing kills so beautifully at the close range, and give this man a sniper, he will bring your team the booyah that you require.
Exactly. I just love the way this whole team played today. They made sure that, they give importance for the Grenadier. All they did was protect Nivesh, let him do the knocks, and after which we rush. I mean, Total Gaming with all 4 men standing, the way they were executing it, being a little overconfident at one point of time is what I believe was the mistake. We saw they were trying to use melee to take down one last player of Raven Esports.
Yes.
Yeah, and that costed them a lot. In case they'd used a gun, destroyed him, and eventually ran inside the circle, it would have been much more easier for them. But eventually, it was
grenade.
Nivesh.
The Nivesh
With the grenade.
with the grenade coming in, one grenade coming in, 2 players down. Obviously, Total Gaming gets vulnerable. At the same time, the kill of previous gaming also goes at the hand of Team Blind Esports.
Yeah.
So Blind Esports knew that 2 players are down. Let's go in for the push. No one can stop us right now. Let's give it all that we have got, and just going in for that rampage kills. If I'm able to say that, rampage kills. They were on a rampage today, and let's see how the next match turns up for them, because it's again going to be Group A versus B, if I'm correct.
Yeah, and it looks like, Blind Esports is going to be targeted by everybody for sure. Eventually, it's going to be a revenge coming in from their side. Let's look at the matchup yet again, just to show to you guys what's happening in the match 2, in the map of Kalahari. Yet again, it's going to be A versus B. Team Chaos, Total Gaming, Raven Esports, Level Iconic, Life Hackers, Team D Esports, all of these will be looking forward to take down one team, which is doing most of the damage over there. It's going to be the side of Blind Esports. I'm still not able to overcome what they've done. 20 kills is 40 points coming in from their side, and another Booyah coming in with 20 points. Like,
well, as we look
60 points, that's the
60
maximum you can take in a match,
Yeah.
is what I believe.
Well, as we look on to Group B, we have Team Elite, Previous Gaming, Never Broke Again, Mayhem, Blind Esports, and Chemin Esports. So again, we have those same teams joining us. And let's move on to the predictions this game. I think Blind Esports was able to perform in the first match. This match, I think they will try to go in for that placement points. At the same time, try to execute those skills which are presented towards them, rather than running out in the open and how they did in the first match. So I'm gonna go with my prediction for Level Iconic in this match.
Okay, so before I jump into the predictions from my side, I would want to say this, that eventually finally we are able to see grenade launchers coming into the play. That
Yes.
was we had thought that the new meta is gonna be no more grenade launchers, but eventually all of this has come into the picture as well. For now, we'll be looking at the casters' predictions, where we will be able to see what the Hindi, Tamil, and Telugu desk will be predicting alongside us. Where we already saw that Red Cape will be vouching in for level iconic, and I'll be looking out for PVS Gaming at this point of time because they have been wounded really bad, and I believe that they'll be able to come in and do an amazing job over here. With me, with the same mindset, is going to be PVS Gaming, Warloop, but Slumber Queen will be relying on Total Gaming yet again because they did survive for a long period of time. It was all thanks to one person's grenade which put them down.
Munish has a change of hearts where he wants to go in for blind esports this time, and team T18 Gaming, that is from Telugu desk, and DK officials going in for blind esports again. So 3 casters opting in for blind esports. At the same time, Musab wants to go in for Team Elite. Blackbeard opting for Team Elite. So something new might come out from Team Elite this time.
Yeah, probably because Team Elite had a very good rotation towards Kota Toa. We were able to see that they were holding a very good spot. It's just that the grenade started to slaughter them in between, and eventually they were not able to do. So we all understood one thing about the new meta which is going on in the Qualcomm Snapdragon, is that if you stay inside a compound and you're not covered your windows and doors, what's gonna happen to you? Grenades are gonna come in and make sure that that's gonna burst you out in the open. We are able to see that people have started to use agents which does more damage when it comes to throwables.
If I remember it correct, it was Chemin Esports who was able to take down Team Elite.
Yeah.
Kaushik coming in with the grenades again and again.
Yeah, so I am able to see that new agents coming into play as well. It's no more Chrono, it's no more Dialog for healing, but they have started to use explosions for a wider range at this point of time. But let's jump into the flight path. It's going to be match number 2 on our screens, ladies and gentlemen. For the last time, we'll be able to see Life Hackers, Level Iconic, Team Chaos, Team D Esports, Raven Esports, Total Gaming, Blind Esports, Chemin Esports, Team Elite, PVS Gaming, and Never Broke Again, Team Mayhem will be going into the map of Kalahari, where we'll be able to see whether they'll be able to execute something special, because it's match number 20 in day 2, in week 2 and day 1.
As we talk about the flight path, I think somewhere it is going towards the northern side, moving on from Refinery towards Sub, and it's starting at Shrines. Yeah, it's starting off at Shrines and going towards Refinery and then ending at Mammoth. So almost all places are accessible right now. Stone Ridge looks a little bit far. Santa Catrina also looks a little bit far. So Total Gaming obviously will go for their regular drop location, but I don't see there's the team coming in at the back of Team D Esports. At the same time, we have Blind Esports going in for command post. No one wants to contest that location, and at the same time, Blind Nivesh, being a scout for his team, looks out for the teams that are nearby at Refinery. We have Team Chemin Esports and Mayhem fighting it out right now at Shrines. Abhirav gets spotted on a Chrono Shield, comes up. Adam wants to go in with that P90 in his hand, tries to go in for that push, comes into the Chrono Shield, gets knocked out, and that's the first kill going in the hands of Team Mayhem Esports. Finally, this is the moment they've waited for. Will they be able to execute this entire team with all the foremen standing? That still remains the question, but the very opening first blood at the hands of Team Mayhem looks promising for the entire team.
I don't understand why he saw that Ninja was holding a M10 in his hand. It's a shotgun. He's trying to push in with an M60 and inside a Chrono Shield. Obviously, close range, we can expect him to, take a shot against them. But on the other side, the next person is also being spotted over here. It's going to be the Grenadier of the previous match. It's going to be Kaushik. But look at what Imgod has done. He came in from behind, made sure that, he got 1 or 2 knocks. Abhirav is also gone down. Nikhil will be down to 50 HP at this point of time. But a good revival coming in from their side. Ashustar will be that person who will be watching out for with that Max 7. Will be able to execute 1 or 2 knocks yet again. Nikhil will be the last man standing. It's going to be a fight between Ashustar and Nikhil at this point of time. Let's see who's going to be coming on the top. As we're able to see, it's Ashustar, the person I was speaking about. It's important for him to perform and lead the team, but eventually he's able to do so as he revives Kaushik and Aimgod, 2 of the strongest players for his team, because previously we saw what Kaushik could do and Aimgod support. So I believe that still they have a hope of taking the Booyah in the name with 4 kills in the name.
At the cost of Adam, they have 4 kills, 8 points in the name. As we talk about Team Chaos in the blue zone, at Foundation, they'll have the maximum number of loot that they could get at the same time. As we talk about Scary, he has 4
first aids, 1 glue wall in his hand, and two snipers in his hand, I guess. Somewhere he had 2 snipers, and at the same time we have Tech KK coming in. We look upon, before we go into the match again, we look upon the point standings of the previous match, where Blind Esports with 60 points. Dude, that's like second place has a difference of 31. So you can see the difference that they want to make in the entire point table. As we talk about Chemin Esports finishing off at the second place with 29. Never Broke Again at the third place with 23. Team D Esports at the fourth place with 19.
I think this is the highest number of points I've seen by a team in any tournament so far as I have casted a watch. Blind Esports coming up with valuable 60 points. I mean, how many people get into this game? 12 Forza. 48 people come in.
Yeah,
they have cleared off half of the room, ladies and gentlemen, with 20 kills coming in their name. That shows the kind of domination. On the other side, we are able to see PVS Gaming is going to be fighting out Never Broke Again, where Aman will be the man who's going to be vulnerable at this point of time, as most of his teammates have left him. But on the other side, a rotation coming in from the side of Never Broke Again against the side of Yogi will be really something to watch out for. Yogi goes close range with that Max 7, won't be able to connect shots, will be very, very vulnerable in case he doesn't run away at this point of time. Chooses to run away, a very good call coming in from his side, but he needs backup. Backup is something which he'll be looking forward for, as the whole squad of PVS Gaming will be trying to push against him. We're able to see that it's going to be Nobita who is be trying to push in with that MP. UMP, but Aman on the other side with that M18 wants to do some damage. Barca Boy coming in from the other side, doesn't have a helmet. Let's see whether he'll be able to execute something good over here, as we're able to see PVS Gaming is being tagged by Eco on the other side from far away. Yogi comes up with the right kind of knock. Aman is pretty vulnerable at this point of time. Probably he'll also get taken down. PVS Gaming coming into action all of a sudden. They are able to execute 2 kills in the early skirmish. For the first time, we're able to see that PVS Gaming is going for an head-on frontal battle and trying to execute kills over here. On the other side, Mariex with that, I hope he has a sniper to go in for a long range or a mid range fight. Yogi comes in for a push. I don't know whether he's doing the right thing over here. Eventually Mary gets taken on with Yogi coming in with a Max 7. The last man standing who's going to be Ajit, I'm so sorry. The last man standing from their side is going to be VR, who's coming in with a melee, but eventually has to pay the price. It's going to be Nobita. It's going to be Yogi, who played an amazing game over there. But Raven Esports coming in from the other side wants to scoop in and take down the squad of PVS Gaming, because they know that this team right now is going to be vulnerable.
But this time PVS Gaming is looking very strong. All the floor players at the full HP. Sanjay getting spotted on a shot coming in at the edge. Does a damage of almost 50 HP low of team PVS. Sanjay getting healed up to his full potential with an AUG in his hand. And at the same time, as we talk about Eco, the way he has positioned himself on the top of the bones of the mammoth, that's a very good placement that he could be at right now. The altitude advantage gives him the location of every player, and with a long range gun in his hand, he is able to execute whatever he needs for the team. At the same time, Sai Shankar wants to go into that push onto Yogi. Sanjay coming in from the back. Nobita also trying to come up and give the teammate the backup that he requires. At the same time, Yogi spots on Ajit, tries to go in for that push. A glue wall comes up and he's going to push in again. But again, a glue wall comes up and Ajit gets spotted off. Chrono Shield being popped up. Yogi getting backstab at the same time. Yogi is about to be finished off. Yes, Yogi gets finished off. Eco wants to go in for that push onto. Is it Deadshot?
Yeah, it's Deadshot coming in from the side of Raven Esports. I'm able to see that Raven Esports also have some grenades in their hand. Let's see when they'll be able to execute it. Deadshot at this point of time is gonna heal up first and then come in slowly. Eco on the other side gets tagged. He puts up a glue wall. I don't know how long that is gonna hold him off, because he's almost down to 50 HP at this point of time. Deadshot goes in for a jump shot. Eventually, the Chrono Shield is something Deadshot is relying on at this point of time. A good shot on the head will be confirming Eco at this point of time. It looks like Raven Esports have understood how to take down the team of PVS Gaming, as they're going in one player at a time, and it's a good thought coming in from the side of PVS to regroup, where Nobita and Sanjay would want to stick together.
Divide and rule coming in at the hands of Raven Esports. PVS Nobita with a shotgun in his hand wants to go in for that push onto Ajit, the solo player away from his team right now. As we talk about Sanjay, he's going to go in for a backstab, trying to go in towards the zone instead of fighting it out in the open, with about the zone number 1 closing in. I want to see where the zone number 2 is going to be formed. Refinery right now is uncontested for, as we talk about team Raven Esports. They have all the 4 players standing. PVS losing 2 of their players are still standing at Mammoth, so they have to go in for that opening. As we go into Total Gaming versus Team D Esports, 2 of the biggest squads, 2 of the Mammoths fighting against each other. Russian spots out Mafia Bala out in the open. Mafia gets tagged out at the same time. Mafia Bala comes in towards the cover. Team Total Gaming wants to go in for that push. At the same time, it's very much out in the open. They'll have to pop up a lot of number of Chrono Shields at the same time. As we talk about TDRNSS, they have 11
glue walls at his hand. This guy has 11 glue walls. He can easily take his entire team, cross that entire gap between Team Total Gaming and them, and go in for that push. At the same time, we have PVS Nubita being chased on by Team Raven Esports. Prasanna spots him. Nubita goes in for the jump, and Prasanna will follow him. At the same time, the jump damage will give the advantage for PVS Nubita to go in for the kill. The zone damage also coming into play. They have to go in back. Sai Shankar trying to go in for a different angle, trying to spot off Nubita, but at the same time, the last second player from Team PVS has decided to go in for that zone or play for the position points at the same time.
Yeah, it's going to be Nobita who's going to get taken down anytime soon, but in case he escapes this assault, I believe, this is going to be the sneakiest player I've ever seen, but eventually gets tagged at this point of time. 68-64 damage coming in from their side, as we'll be able to see the MVP of the match in the previous game. Obviously, is going to be Nivesh coming in with 11 kills. That's the highest, coming in from a player with 3,724 damage, 1 headshot, 1 assist. The rest of it was history made by him. For now, we'll be looking at how Nobita is going to be assaulted coming in from the side of Raven Esports. In case he pulls off a 1v4 over here, that is what I'll be looking forward for. But at this point of time, Nobita is still trying to run for his life. Sai Shankar is still trying to, make sure that he has his eye. Yeah. Eye on him, but in case Prasanna and Ajit chooses to come in from the other angle, that is when they'll be able to spot out Nobita. But it looks like Nobita is going to win this chase, run and chase, where he'll be hiding himself. He'll be trying to go to the higher grounds where he won't be detected by any of the players. But in case he gets one valuable kill from his side, will be doing an amazing job for the side of PVS.
Somewhere I think he has depleted his resources. At the same time, he wanted Raven Esports to also deplete their resources, so we was taking them on a merry-go-round. At the same time, as we look on to Team Life Hackers, spotting off Team D Esports out in the open, waiting out in the sniper tower. 2 players there at a very close proximity to each other. One knock can make them very vulnerable, and this is the moment. Mafia Bala, Total Gaming also focused on them. 2 teams focused on Team D Esports. That's going to be Life Hackers and Team Total Gaming. At the same time, Nobita getting knocked out by the zone. Outside the zone, Prasanna takes that shot. He was at a very low HP, so obviously Sanjay goes in for a longer rotation towards Maze, and he's gonna make the way eventually into the zone from Foundation, trying to get some loot or trying to stack up on some first aids when he makes it towards the zone. As we talk about the zone, the advantage still is at the hands of Blind Esports. They're holding the location at command post, making the way eventually towards Refinery, and the zone favoring Refinery is gonna give the advantage to Level Iconic, who is already holding the location of Refinery.
Yeah, but let's see how things are going to turn out, because this is going to be a shift in pace, I believe, because right now it's going to be most of the teams will be coming close to one another. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, Kalahari is a very small map compared to the others. It's important for you to not keep your eyes off the screen, because eventually anytime we can expect 2 teams to come in with a skirmish, and at the end of which is going to be a third party coming in, and most of the kills will be taken by someone or the other who's going to be an unpredictable one. Ashustar on the other side uses the launchers, coming in with style, will be trying to regroup with his team at this point of time with 4 kills in the name after losing Adam. It looks like they've made it inside the circle pretty much close to Bayfront, where they'll be accompanied with the side of Blind Esports, if I'm not wrong. I just hope that Blind Esports do not have enough number of grenades, because in case they do have, then they're going to put another history coming on our screens where more kills coming in just with the grenades.
As we look on to Team Level Iconic, very close proximity to Raven Esports. Ajit is right now outside the zone, taking a lot of damage from the zone, and Ajit might get knocked out anytime by the zone. At the same time, as we look on to Level Iconic, Ronege, he spots Ajit out in the open. A Chrono Shield comes in, one shot, and Ajit is going to get knocked out. His team is very far from them, and Ronege does not want to take that risk, but at the same time, Martin is with him, so they both will go and regroup themselves and try to get that knock onto Raven Esports. Ajit, who's right now at 14 HP, he has a level 2 vest, a level 3 armor, which is almost damaged, and at the same time, first aids also depleting at the hands of Raven Esports. As we talk about the zone has formed between Refinery, Santa Catrina, and Bayfront, a zone out in the open. All the teams, I think only 2 teams have the advantage. That's going to be Team Chemin Esports, Team Life Hackers, and at the same time Blind Esports, and somewhere Raven Esports are at the very corner of the zone, making it inside is going to be difficult for them, as Level Iconic are already holding location. Zone number 3 closing in right now with 10 teams and 34 players remaining.
I believe Raven Esports have an opportunity over here to take at least 2 to 3 kills in their name. But yeah, the best spot to be for you right now will be Bayfront. But eventually, after the zone is going to take a shift away from Bayfront is where the fun starts, because everybody will be looking forward to go from the other side. It's going to be D Roshan who will be trying to cook up a second grenade, because he knows that the Chrono Shield is eventually going to run out against the side of Total Gaming. Oh my goodness, Mafia gets taken down. Predator on the other side will be taken down, Amitwala. Mafia will be finished at this point of time thanks thanks to Shino coming with that machine gun, will be able to execute the right kind of kill against them. Roshan on the other side, he knows that there's a team coming in. He puts up a grenade, a very good grenade coming in from his side, but very cleverly avoided by RNSS. But let's see how things are going to turn out for them, as we are able to see there's going to be a three-way Mexican standoff coming in over here against Total Gaming. I think it's going to be Team D Esports also coming in. Mafia Bala will be taking down Shino on the other side, will be confirming it as well. This is what I was saying. It's important for Mafia Bala to come into the side of Total Gaming, and they are able to execute kills over here. I just hope they'll be continuing to do so.
The last two players standing for Team D Esports, RNSS and Roshan at the top of the stairs, holding the cruiser in his hand, and Mafia Bala delete and Fozia Jet wants to go in for that push. Nate coming in, Nate spams coming in, making it difficult for Team Total Gaming to push on the stairs above. At the same time, there's Team Elite at a very close proximity. The zone about to close in the next 70 seconds, and the zone favoring none of the teams at the close proximity. So while they go out into the zone, it's going to be difficult for all the teams as they will be engaged in crossfires against each other. This will be an opportunity for Team Total Gaming to move in towards the zone, and rather than taking that fight against Team D Esports, they should opt in for the zone. As we talk about Team Elite and Team Lifehackers, both engaged in that fight. Pahadi at the same time getting spotted on, Sam getting spotted on, knock comes in, Lifehackers loses Sam getting finished off, Blind Nivesh getting finished off. Two players at the same time. Blind Esports looking vulnerable at the same point. Ari, Prasanna, Ajit has been taken down. Lifehackers have been eliminated at the same time. Team D Roshan getting knocked out. Last player standing for Team D Esports. Will Total Gaming be able to finish them? Yes, Team D Esports has been eliminated. Total Gaming finally coming into action with all the 4 players standing. Team Elite with all the 4 players trying to push in. 4 kills in the name already. Spots on Team Crest Esports with the highest number of kills at this match, and they are wanting to go in for the push onto that house right now. Coming up with the glue wall again and again. Pahadi with the Uzi in his hand goes in for the push. Looks at the right side. There's the entire squad at the right side. Please look onto the right side. PVS Gaming getting eliminated at the same time by Pahadi with a close range sniper coming into action.
Yeah, at the same time, Ronnie is doing most of the damage for Blind Esports, and it's good to see that somebody is trying to execute kills against the side of Blind Esports. Party gets taken down with that M82 still in his hand. It's going to be RDP who's trying to push in. Asustar on the other side wants to come up with a different one. Aim God gets taken down. Killer gets taken down. Iconic will be the last man standing against the side of Asustar. Let's see whether Asustar will be able to come up with a different kind of gameplay over here, because he was the person who saved his teammate in the previous game, and this time it looks like he'll be able to rewrite it yet again, and it looks like he's done it yet again, and CS Esports will be living to tell another story. Ronnie on the side will be relying on grenades at this point of time, will be taken down. The scary completely. Tech KK will be the last man standing over there. Let's see, he's going to be taken down by the zone or by grenades at this point of time. Akshadeep will be trying to make it inside the circle as Ronnie has eyes on him. It's going to be easier for them to take him out. Vivek gets taken down. Tech KK gets taken down. Tech KK will be confirmed from Blind Esports. It's going to be Akshadeep. Let's see whether he'll be able to make it inside the circle.
Level Iconic looking very close right now. Team Elite getting taken down. The last 2 players standing. Team 2 players from Level Iconic getting knocked down by the play zone. It's a very bad gameplay coming at a very bad strategy coming in to stay outside the zone. They could have come into the zone, and with all the 4 players standing, they could have gone in for the fight. But, meanwhile, it's going to be Chemin Esports versus Level Iconic. The last 2 teams standing. Chemin Esports wants to go in for that push. 7 kills in the name. Man advantage on the side of Chemin Esports as we look on to Level Iconic. Aladdin wants to go in for the push. Nate coming in at the same time. Ashustar getting spotted on. Nate coming in at the hands of Kaushik also at the same time. Aladdin gets spotted. Aim God FF getting taken.
Nice.
Aladdin has been knocked out. The last player standing.
Nice.
Finished off. That's the booyah coming in for Team Chemin Esports.
I just said in the beginning of this tournament itself that Ashustar will be that person to watch out for. I mean, he's shining out bright today, and that is for sure. Look at the final kill which he made over there with that M18. He made sure that probably it was Adam. No, not Adam. Aim God was the person who went inside the Chrono Shield and distracted the players. Ashustar comes in, 2 shots, 1 player gets taken down, reloads, another shot comes in from his side, and he confirms, and a booyah coming in from their side. Look at the performance of Asustar throughout the game. At one point of time, everybody knew that, if not for Asustar, the whole team could have got eliminated. I think it was I don't remember against which
Mayhem.
team. Yeah, against the side
Team
of
Mayhem.
Against Mayhem at Shrines.
The first fight at Shrines, yes.
Yeah, he was able to revive. He was the last man standing. Somehow he was able to revive them in the mid game as well. We were speaking about
against Total Gaming, and then the last fight against.
And the last fight again. So this is what we have to watch out for from the side of Chemin Esports for sure. I'm really happy to see that finally they are able to come up with some kind of an equation where things are going to work out for them. It's going to be Asustar who has to be behind. He has to come in a little late, and then he knows how to be the party popper for the rest of the day.
Well, as we talk about Level Iconic, they had the 4-man advantage when it came towards the last zone. But seriously, players going down for the play zone, it's not a strategy coming in. They had the full man advantage, all the 4 players standing. All they had to do was come into the zone, take down Blind Esports or Team Chaos. Team Chaos was already down to the knees with the last player standing. And at the same time, the rest of the job was being done by Team Chemin Esports. So all you had to do was make it towards the zone. At the same time, as we talk about Blind Esports, they had that the first match. After the first match, obviously they are being vulnerable because all the teams are targeting them at the same time. They lost 3 players. The last player standing, Akashdeep, was being targeted by the entire squad of
that's
team.
what I said. By the end of the first game, they're going to be targeting Blind Esports. As soon as they get to know a knock comes in from the side of Blind Esports, they'll be going in for the confirmation because they know it's important for them to stop this team, and everybody wants to make it into the top 6 by the end of league stages because that's going to be a direct entry into the finale where they do not have to fight out for the wild card. So these are the teams, to watch out for. Blind Esports is like, by whatever happens, we are going to make sure that we are on the top. 60 points coming in from their side. To put them down, the other teams have to get an average of 20 points in each game throughout the day, to make sure that they suppress them down. But I don't think so it's possible because Blind coming in with 60 in one game, another 5 to 10 in either of the other 2 games, will be retaining on their top spot by the end of the day 1 and week 2.
As I said, just playing for the placement points in the second match. They'll only try to play for the placement points, not even going for the booyah, and the kills that are given to them, that only they will take, or trying to get that knockdown kills or whatever comes in front of them. And this was the second match of League Stages Week 2 Day 1. Week Stages League 2 Day 1, and this is the 20th match of the overall League Stages right now. We still have Week 3 remaining. We still have League Stages Week 2, Day 2 and 3 remaining. That's a lot of mathematics and stats coming in. At the same time, this is all possible due to one thing, that's going to be the Snapdragon coming up with the processors for high-end gaming phones, even as well as when it comes to budget phones. Also, Snapdragon has been performing so amazingly with the beautiful cameras and everything coming into action, and at the same time, there's a phone in front of us at the same time. You want to introduce me?
I mean, as soon as I saw this on the desk, the first question which popped up on my head is, at the end of the day, can I put it in my pocket and walk away? Just look at that finishing coming in from their side. An amazing phone coming in. Yeah, exactly. I mean, the number of cameras coming in from their side, 48 megapixel is what we will be looking at. And dude, I just got to know they've got 120 hertz as the screen. I mean, what else do you need when you're playing a game like Free Fire? You can connect shots so well with that you will be like, either you can be a Shustar on a close range fight or probably Nivesh on the grenades if possible. But yes, an amazing phone coming in. It's good to see that many people at the esports community are vouching for this mobile. I've not seen many of them actually vouch for any mobile before. If they're vouching for it for 20k, I believe that you have to go and buy this phone in case. But at the same time, about Snapdragon, about the way they've come in, it's not just they're coming up with processors to come in and give us good mobiles. Look at the platform they're giving most of these players. I mean, such a big tournament coming in front of our screens, giving an opportunity for new teams to come in and make their name. Blind Esports, the way they're able to dominate over here. I mean, I would not want to say that they're a new team, even though the players are pretty much known to us.
Yes.
But still, there are other teams which are making name just because of such platforms. And there's one other platform which my friend Red Cape is really good at, because he has every time not shocked me. He's every time awestruck me with all the latest things, whichever pops up. I'll be like, how do you know all these things? And eventually it was because of Snapdragon Insider.
Well, it's Snapdragon Insiders, ladies and gentlemen. The one-stop destination where you could get all the updates, news, and everything. Where you could get all the details about the new flagship phones coming in, new whatever processors are coming in, what's new in the technology, what new processors they are coming up with, the sensors they are coming up with. So we have all those things coming up. All you need to do is go to a browser and join the Snapdragon Insider community. As we look on to week 2, day 1 overall standings, is it? No, match 20.
Match 20 standings. The previous game which happened over here. Very good to see that Chemin Esports coming up with 38 points in the name. Right behind them was Level Iconic. That is the team to watch out for. They did not come out in the open, trying to show off that they were doing some kills. But eventually, they got 33 kills in their name, with 8 kills coming in from their side. Team Chaos coming in right behind them. Look at the difference between second and third. It starts to drop with 10 points differences. So that is where, everything starts to fall down from there on. Never broke again. Mayhem, Lifehackers, Team D Esports not able to perform. previous gaming, even though they had 4 kills, even they got taken down. Raven Esports, after running a merry-go-round several times around Mammoth, will be able to come in on the 7th spot. Blind Esports, the way they've slaughtered here, they played for placement points. Where is 20 kills and where is 1 kill?
1 kill.
So it's important for you to retain and have that consistency. It's okay. You guys have made it up in the previous game.
It's more like staying relaxed at the same time. And I think the first game was between the first fight was between Chemin Esports and Never Broke Again instead of Mayhem. I'm not sure, but we'll know it for sure. But right now we'll look on towards the MVP of match number 20, and it's going to be none other than Ashusta, obviously the man who was able to do wonders for his team. Coming in with a close fight, Ashusta, if he's in front of you, it's better to back off or come up with multiple chrono shields and put up glue walls around you and stay there and hope that there's a nade not coming in towards with your name on it.
Yeah, but eventually performing when the team requires something to watch out for. Let's see which other players were able to do so, as we were able to see that Ronnie Negi is coming in over there. You know, he's got 4 kills in his name with 1,712 damage. Right behind him is going to be Max from Team Chaos getting 3 kills. Then it's going to be level iconic Martin coming up with 3 kills. Yogi from previous gaming coming up with 3 kills. It's good to see that, you know, for the first time I'm able to see there are several new teams coming in at the top 5 or the MVPs of the day, because this is a very good thing, specifically for the community itself. When there are new names popping up, that means there's going to be a lot of difference in the points table itself, because obviously all these stats will be finally impacting on the overall points table. Good to see that few teams are able to do so, but one thing is for sure, Blind Esports are not going to lose their first top
position.
spot.
They're going to retain that first position.
Yeah,
at the same
before
time.
we step into the next, I would like to credit Ashustar. Yes, I was speaking about him, telling that he performs when the team is required. What I love the most about Ashustar is this: even though he'll be the last man standing, he's not going to run away and, you know, trying to get placement points. He makes sure that he execute kills, revive his teammates, or go down fighting, and I believe that's a very good thing.
And ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the match number 3 of League Stages Week 2 Day 1, and it's going to be Group C versus D. The champions of Season 1, 4 unknown, Enigma Gaming, TSG Army, Nemesis, GodLike, and Evil Army coming in. And at the same time, I think they will be facing off Group D, and there will be the map of Bermuda.
Yeah, this is going to be the third map, so it's obviously going to be the map of Bermuda, which will be coming on our screens. C and D coming in from their side. From the Group D, it's going to be TSM FTX, UG Mania, AFF Esports, Head-to-Head Hunters, Blood Bashers, and DESI Gamers coming in from the side of Team D Esports. So these are the teams to watch out for. So obviously, when it comes to the predictions of the casters, I know where I'll be standing. I know you can read my mind when it comes to the map of Kalahari. It's none other than going to be the side of 4 unknown who will be watching out for, because the way they'll be... No, I'm so sorry. In the map of Kalahari, I would stick on to them. But when it comes to the map of Bermuda, I would want to change my predictions. Before I put my predictions in front of you,
my predictions are going to be with TSG Army this time, because week 1 I think somewhere they lagged, but at the end of day 3 you saw how the excitement level went up, how the entire table turned. So this time me, Masab and Slumber Queen are gonna go with TSG Army. You are going with TSM FTX, and joining you will be Monish Naik. And at the same time, as we look onto the Tamil desk, we have Headhunters coming into play, being opted in by Warloop, and on the Telugu desk, both of the 4 players going in for 4 unknown. That's going to be T18 Gaming and DK Official.
Yeah, because they want to stick on to 4 unknown, obviously, because, you know, they know that it's important for 4 unknown to start performing in Bermuda, because Kalahari has been a very good hometown for them, due to which they perform really well. But when it comes to Bermuda, they're not able to execute booyahs. They get taken down in the mid games, which they have to figure out. But at the same time, the reason why I opted for TSM FTX, obviously because they are the wounded lion at this point of time. It's time for them to bounce back. Vouching for this team to, you know, actually bounce back and make sure, whether they'll be able to do so. I don't know whether Amedron will be coming as Armageddon against the players at this point of time. How things are going to turn out from here on is something which I'll be looking out for, because I know that at the end of this game, I'm going to be shocked, as new teams are going to be erupting as the winners of the third map itself.
Well, I want to see if Team TSM FTX wants to still hold on to the drop location of Factory and Mars Electric, where they have always been trying to play that 2-man squad. Yeah. And will any other teams try to take an entire hold of Mars Electric or Factory? But at the same time, we'll look onto the playing path. But before that, we'll see the teams joining us: Enigma Gaming, GodLike, Team TSG Army, 4 unknown, Evil Army, Nemesis, Team AFF Esports, Blood Bashers, DESI Gamers, Team TSM FTX, Team Headhunters, Team UG Mania, and these are the 12 teams who will be playing out in the match number 3 in Kalahari. Match number 21, League Stages week 2, day 1, and at the same time looking at the flight path, I think somewhere it's starting off
on the mid. They are pretty much on the mid. I'm able to see Factory at this point of time over here.
It's starting off at middle, going in towards Bima Shakti and ending off at Hangar with the blue zone formed over Bullseye. And I think Cape Town is going to be taken off, but at the same time, teams who wants to go towards Sentosa or Mals Electric will face a bit of difficulty, but it's not hard for them with all the zip lines just there for them to make it towards the zone.
Yeah, but at the same time, we are able to see that 4 Unknown is going to challenge themselves, try to get into Bullseye and get those, right kind of loot, because they do understand it's time for them to gear up and come in against any team who's going to be coming in. But TSG Army is the team which will be looking forward to go into Blue Zone as well. We're able to see that TSM is going to fly in really late. They want to see where the other teams are going, but on the other side, we can able to see that Team DG is already started their assault against the side of Headhunters. They'll be getting the first kill in their name, and they'll be the new kill leaders for now. But good to see that, Blood Bashers do realize there's a team close by. They've got their guns and they'll be trying to come in. DG comes up with another kill in their name. That's Mayhem Guda, gets taken down by the hands of Harsh. And how well things are going to turn out for them here on is going to be pretty much harder to explain.
Evil Army and Team Blood Bash is very close to each other. No kills in the name. Doesn't want to engage in that fight. Tries to fall back and then eventually regroup with the team and then try to go in for that fight. As we talk about Team Evil Army, we have been able to see Bheem with that grenades in his hand. When it comes to grenades, this time I have to watch out for Bheem and Radhe Thakur at the same time. As we talk about Evil Army, Yash also has been able to execute close range fights for his team, but at the same time, Evil Army also has to bounce back up the leaderboard. They have to bring in something out of the box, try to perform it, put in the full gameplay in this match, and now we'll go for that instant replay of this match. I think it's the first fight that came in between Team Headhunters and Team DESI Gamers, where it started with Harsh spotting off Reaper out in the open, getting the skill into this name, went in for that second kill onto Team Headhunters, Mayhem Guda, finishing him off. Second kills, 2 kills in the name already, so they are off to a good start. DESI Gamers, I don't think they have been able to execute a booyah, but at the same time, they have been able to keep them in the top 10 positions, I think, in every match.
Yeah, so far. But for now, we'll be looking at Evil Army. The only person which we have to watch out for when it comes to Evil Army, when it comes to Grenade, will obviously going to be 4 Unknown Bheem. He was there at the top performing, the rising star of week 1 obviously was taken by the title was held by 4 Unknown Bheem. Who can execute 4 Unknown, in any fights? Because Bheem actually knows everything about the team, which is pretty much close to him. But for now, Headhunters, after losing 2 players, trying to go towards Sentosa, where it's going to be a very, very late call coming in from their side. I know that they can't be aggressive from here on. If they choose to do so and one player gets taken down, then things are going to be pretty much hard for them. But for now, we'll be looking at how things will going to go for 4 Unknown, because this is the first match they'll be playing in Bermuda after getting taken down. Looking at the match performances of Headhunter,
the 3rd and the 12th match.
First 3 matches was really well, but after that everything starts to fall down.
Yeah, the first match 12 kills, 10th match they have 7 kills again, 12th match they were able to execute 14 kills. So somewhere they have the potential to give a strong fight to Blind Esports. At the same time, as we look on to match number 15, 17 and 18, they still need to up their game and bring back the Headhunters that we were able to see in day 1 and day 2. As we look on to Team Headhunters, this time they have lost 2 of their players in the initial stages itself. No team has been finished off yet, trying to stack up on the loot. Everyone wants to get in the hands on the supplies and then eventually go in for that fight rather than taking that initial fight. And I think they wanted to go in for that replication of Sentosa, somewhere try to go in for that zip line. At the same time, the opponent, Team DESI Gamers spot them out in the open and gets those kills executed. Free kills for them, no shields, no helmets, nothing on them. So obviously it was very free kill for them. Maybe a chrono shield might have popped up, but you can't obviously stay in a chrono shield without a gun in your hand, so you have to try to run at the same time. So that's where Headhunters lost 2 of the players.
Yeah, but at the same time, one other thing which I want to point out over here, ladies and gentlemen, is that Bermuda is a very, very big map. That's the largest map when it comes to the game of Free Fire. So it's important for everybody to get the right kind of inventory when it comes to this game, because once the zone starts to come in, it's going to eat you up really, really bad, because the shift is going to be very huge. We'll be speaking about TSG Army. This is the team which actually played really well. I remember in the 9 kill match or the 6 kill match, it was Ojasvi coming up with grenades. He was able to execute some kills because of the grenade. Vihan was very good at close range fights, but after the first 2 games, the next 3 games they have performed really well. They're trying to maintain momentum. What's going to happen now is something to watch out for.
Team TSG Army can be said as a slow and steady playing squad. They just wants to go in safely, try to analyze all the situations, and then go in for that kills. And if we talk about Team TSG Army, they have been able to execute one Booyah in the name in week 1. This is the week they have been like the performance scale has been making a graph that is inclined towards a victory. At the same time, we'll be looking on to Team AFF Esports engaged in that fight against Team FC. That's Nemesis Gaming. Yes, a player gets knocked out. Nemesis Mr. Gamer is knocked out. At the same time, another nade comes in. A very good opening for Team AFF Esports. Mafia has been knocked out. 2 players from Team Nemesis Gaming finished off by a beautiful nade coming in at the hands of AFF Esports. The player knocked out from AFF Esports is going to get that revive that needs. At the same time, Uzev trying to hold back Team AFF Esports, who's trying to come in for the push. The last player standing, Mind Gamer also going in for a different angle. Fabindro getting finished off from TSMFTX. GodLike comes to action. GodLike coming into action, but at the same time, as we look on to Team Nemesis, they have decided to fall back rather than to take that fight again out in the open. TSMFTX, Mr. Jai getting spotted out by Nemesis Mind Gamer, getting him finished off. TSM loses 2 of their players. It's going to be looking really hard for Team TSMFTX because they have to be facing off 2 of the squads at the same time. That's going to be GodL and Team Nemesis, and it's very vulnerable for them rather than to stay out in the open. Old Mong out in the open. Old Mong trying to take a 1v3 fight. He has been spotted off at all the locations. Gets a knock onto Kinsman. At the same time, Ashish comes in for the backup from the back. At the same time, Kinsman getting finished off. Old Mong wants to make sure that even if he dies, he wants to execute one of the kills onto the team of Team GodLike.
Yeah, with that Max 7 coming in a bit more closer, but eventually Ashish will be the person who will be singing the final note, making sure that he takes down Old Mong, and that's going to be the last man standing for the side of TSM is going to be Amedron. Let's see whether he'll be able to execute some good booyahs. If not for the placement points, he can't play for anything else at this point of time. But at the same time, I don't understand why TSM Esports tried to go in the open towards the side of Factory in the mid game when they could have understood that that is the time where most of the rotations for other teams would have come into play. But talking about AFF Esports, we saw Pawan was able to execute some amazing grenades coming in from his side. That is something to watch out for. 4Unknown trying to control the side of Peak at this point of time. They have nobody to backstab them apart from TSG Gaming in case they choose to come in from the side of Bhima Sakti Strip. That is the team to watch out for, or else I know that it's going to be much more easier for 4Unknown to actually execute every other team. But in case the zone takes a southern shift towards Factory, that is when things will start to become bad. But it looks like Enigma Gaming is looking forward to get that booyah in the name, as we're able to see that Chilu has got 1 kill in his name, and they've got the right spot to stay inside the circle.
That's going to be the end of Team TSMFTX going at the hand of Team Enigma Gaming to execute this last kill onto Team TSMFTX. As we talk about the remaining squads, we still have 11 teams and 39 players remaining, so you can see that the number of players standing eventually in the last zones will be high. And as we saw the zone, there were only 2 players outside the play zone, and this time it comes to show that all the players wants to stay inside the play zone rather than fighting it out in the open. It was Headhunters where 2 of the players outside in Sentosa are trying to get all that loot that they could stack up, trying to get those blue walls, and at the same time stack up on the first aid kits. As we look on to Team Evil Army, we have them playing very safe right now with Evil, Beam, Yash, and BKL Tiger. BKL Tiger, I think, is one of the players we saw in the last last match. Yeah, in the last week. Yeah. And at the same time, he was able to do something extraordinary. I don't remember what it was, but I do remember his name popping up once. At the same time, we have Team UG Mania very close proximity against Team DESI Gamers. Spots ignite out in the open. A beautiful knock comes in by Golden. At the same time, a trade fire comes in by Shante, and Java Boy is knocked out. Java Boy gets that revive that he needs. At the same time, right now the kill leaders are Team DESI Gamers with those 2 kills onto Team Headhunters, and Java Boy gets that revive, and I think they want to go in towards the zone rather than taking those early fight with Team DESI Gamers.
Yeah, but look at what Shanti does over there. He doesn't want to refrain with that fight against them. He was like, you take 1 player of mine, I'll make sure to take 1 of yours. That is when things are going to be really healthy, and DESI Gamers looks like they're going to be very much sorted when it comes to the game as well. But a very good retreat coming in from the other side as well. For now, it's going to be the red zone. AFF in the open will be paying the price for sure, because until now we were able to see that one or the other team which was in the open in the red zone have made sure that They have been knocked out. It looks like the story is going to be different. The luck was on the side of AFF at this point of time with 2 kills in their name. It's going to be all 4 men standing with Pawan still standing. It's going to be easier for them. I just hope he's got some good number of grenades in his name, because I don't see any kind of looting coming in from his side.
Well, 2 players. There's 2 teams just in front of them. AFF Esports have 2 kills, 6 first aids, and 8 glue walls. So they have already the loot that they need. At the same time, calling in an airdrop level 3 helmets and an AC80 coming in.
No, SVD.
Oh, it was an SVD. I couldn't look at it. At the same time, we have Team Bloodbashers at a very close proximity to Team Evil Army. At the same time, UG Mania also at a very close proximity. Spots in Prince. There's a knock coming in. One player almost knocked out. No, Java Boy getting tagged. There's no knocks coming in. There's a Chrono Shield popped up by Team Bloodbashers. That gives them the advantage to look on towards Team UG Mania. At the same time, as we talk about Shubo,
nice.
a beautiful knock coming in onto Java Boy. A headshot coming in. Java Boy needs that revival. Chrono Shield comes up at the perfect time. Java Boy tries to heal himself up and gets that heal fully healed up. At the same time, they'll have to watch out for Team AFF Esports coming in from the back. They'll know one of the team is vulnerable after the fight is over and go in for that free kills that are already there for them when the team is at the lowest. At the same time, Shubu getting spotted out in the open, takes damage. I think the damage is from the zone. No, the damage is not from the zone. There's a
somebody did attack him at that point of time, but eventually he healed up at the right spot. He knew that, it's going to be much more easier for them. On the other side, we're able to see that Java Boy is getting tagged thanks to 4 unknown, thanks to Beam coming in from the side of Evil Army. He's like, I'm going to start assaulting because we have stayed silent for a brief period of time. I'm able to see that 4 unknown on the other side is pretty much close to Evil Army at this point of time. They have been holding peak from the beginning itself, and they have not gone into any kind of rotation. And it's very shocking to see that 4 unknown is not choosing to go for rotation in the league stages. Probably when it comes to the finale, we know what kind of slithering snakes they can be. They come out of nowhere and take the booyah in their name. Looking forward to see that 4 unknown. We'll be looking at the side of DESI Gamers against the side of UG Mania, as Arsh will be detecting Golden running down.
Well, UG Mania has to look out for the entire team. They are very much out in the open, and this can be vulnerable for them. At the same time, Harsh has an advantage of all the players out there. UG Java by getting spotted off, finishing off, trying to finish him at the same time. Harsh has been knocked and finished off. A beautiful trade fire coming in at the hands of UG Mania. Prince going to get in the kill. Shanti and Ignite comes up with a comes up with a glue wall in front of them. Groza in his hands of Ignite. Ignite wants to go in for that long range action fight. At the same time, Kunal Jr. regroups with this team. Java Boy has been finished off, so a loss on each side on each of the teams. At the same time, the zone has shrunken. The zone number 2 is shrinking, and the zone number 3 is about to be formed with UG Mania out of the zone. DG Ignite having the advantage of the zone. A solo player from team number 2 is at a very close proximity, so I think that's one of the teams we have to look out for. I think that's Headhunters, 2 players just holding it out. Yes, Headhunters from team, that's 9, team number 9, but at the same time I want to see which team number 2 is. That's Nemesis? Yes, Nemesis Gaming. And as we look on towards the upper side towards Clock Tower, we have TSG Army position themselves very much good. At the same time, we have Team Evil Army at the center of peak. Bloodbashers, AFF Esports, 4 unknown, just holding it safe, just wanting to play it safe because at they haven't pushed down to the 5th position. And the zone advantage goes in towards Team Evil Army, Bloodbashers, Team DESI Gamers, and AFF Esports at the same time, forming it between Peak, Kotatua, and Puchinok. So advantage right now. All you need to play is for the zone. Just hold the zone. Kills are already there in your name. It will be easily written. And as we talk about Team UG Mania going in for that long rotation, Spots Mind Gamer out in the middle, holding the sniper tower. Both of the teams outside the zone, taking a lot of damage from the zone. It's much more preferred that you go inside the zone. Kunal Jr. getting spotted on. A beautiful glow wall comes up at the perfect time. Kunal Jr. getting spotted on again, tagged a lot. He has to heal up before moving on further towards the zone. As you talk about Prince, playing it together. Golden spots him out in the open. Mind Gamer has been knocked out. The last player standing, Usef, he has already made his way into the zone. So Mind Gamer is gonna give up his health outside the zone itself.
Yeah, but I just hope that they'll be able to trade off this kill, because it's important for them to restrain UG Mania from coming inside. Golden will be confirming the kill against Mind Gamer at this point of time, all thanks to the zone as playing a part of it as well. But now they'll be trying to rush in. They've got a very, very good spot to hold on for, and UG Mania, all they have to do is stick on over here for a brief period of time, not become visible to DESI Gamers anytime soon. In case DESI Gamers understand that UG Mania have come up a bit more closer, then the assault is going to start against the side of UG Mania. Ignite on the other side. No, the location probably has been revealed to Shanti, due to which he's going to be refraining to wait out for his whole team to come out over here. They've summoned in some drops, but it looks like, nobody's getting grenade launchers or grenade at this point of time. UG Prince gives up his location. Let's see whether they'll be able to pass through DG to make sure that they make it inside the next circle, which is going to be forming up anytime soon, as we are able to see the warning signal coming in.
The trade between Team DESI Gamers and Team UG Mania was to be seen in the initial stages itself. As we talk about the other fight happening between Team BFAB LK Time, and that's going to be Evil Army against the ESG Army. At the same time, they are fighting off 4 unknown. We are looking on to Team Enigma Gaming versus GodLike right now, where Arin is right now outside the zone. Ashish is also the zone. All of them have to move inside the zone. Alhan is the last player. He's a solo player standing, trying to fight it off entirely against Team Enigma Gaming. Chilu comes down. Alhan is just holding his location, trying to hold his location. At the same time, just be getting knocked out. 4 unknown versus Team TSG Army, where TSG is able to execute multiple knocks at the same time. And that's the end for Team TSG Army. Meanwhile, as we talk about Team 4 unknown, the last player standing, Radhe Thakur, is at a very low HP. Team Evil Army comes in from the back, goes in for the push. That's the end for Team 4 unknown, getting finished off at the 10th place. This is going to push them further down the leaderboard. As we talk about the remaining squads, finishing off at the 10th place is going to cost Team 4 unknown a lot, as I think somewhere they have just 1 or 2 kills in the name.
I just love the way for, the team Evil Army creeped in over there. I had told you that, they can read out 4 unknown very, very clearly. I don't know as to how they're able to do it. But on the other side, AFF Pawan will be taking a shot against Silu. It's good to see that, Enigma Gaming is pretty much alive. Until this point of time, I have not seen them alive in the mid games. But now they are in the top 9, and it's very good to see that. But at the same time, the way, the Radhe Thakur was holding his ground from the top on the corner of the building where he was at the window trying to execute kills, rather than going in for melee. If he had gone in for the gunshot again, it could have been much more easier. Ignite on the other end is trying to equip a grenade against the side of Kunal. Will not be able to connect that. At the same time, Kunal on the other side was also able to try to focus on Beam. On the other side will be taken down. Licky with the grenade launcher. It looks like some fights have already been started. Over here, it looks like DG is going to be very, very strong against them. Beam on the other side will be taken out. It looks like the whole squad of UG Army has been shut down at this point of time. It looks like so, as Evil Army are looking to dominate every single person right in front of them, as we are able to see that DG Army, Shanti, Ignite and Insane are not stopping, and they want to make sure, they give the right kind of backup for the team.
Golden is the last player standing for Team UG Mania. At the same time, Headhunters comes in as a disguise for UG Mania. As we talk about Blood Bash is getting finished off, and a beautiful nade goes in onto Golden. That's the finish of Team UG Mania. A beautiful nade by the hands of DESI Gamers. As we talk about Team Enigma Gaming also getting finished off by the beautiful nade coming in at the hands of AFF Esports. At the same time, Evil Army also getting eliminated. The last 4 squads standing, 12 players. So that comes up to say that all the squads have at least 3 players standing. As we talk about Shanti, Ignite and Insane looking very strong right now with 6 kills at the hands. DESI Gamers at a very strong position. AFF Esports, Power knocked out. Tyagi has to go in for that revive, but at the same time he's trying to hold back Team DESI Gamers, and that gives the opening for Team Headhunters to execute the skills. Shanti getting spotted off out in the open. Tyagi comes up with a chrono shield and a glue wall at the same time. Shanti wants to go in for the push. A sniper coming into action. At the same time, Pavan has got the revive that he needs, healing up to his full potential. AFF Esports with 6 kills against in the name, and it's Headhunters, AFF Esports team. There's one more squad that's
GodLike.
That's GodLike coming into action. I really like the way that they are playing this time. Eliminated by the zone is going to be one of the players from Team GodLike, and at the same time, Headhunters Viper is also going to get knocked out from the play zone. The last player standing for Team Headhunters is going to be Raja, trying to make it to the zone, coming out with the glue walls again and again, and getting spotted out in the open. A beautiful spray coming in, lead being poured out onto him, and GodLike getting finished off outside the zone at the 4th place. Oh my god, what a beautiful lead coming in at the hands of Ignite. Knocks himself out, gets 2 players of AFF Esports down. The last player, triple kill comes in at the hands of Ignite. DG wants to go in for the full elimination. AFF Esports have been finished off at the 3rd place. It's a 1v2 fight against HH Raja for Team DESI Gamers, and they know the location of HH Raja. A beautiful nade is being cooked right now at the hands of HH Raja. A nade comes into action, and coming in. Shanti has been knocked out. Insane goes in for that push. Will they be able to get those kills? It's a 1v1 fight. Let's see if they are able to pull it off.
It's an M18 coming in the hands of HH Raja at this point of time. Max 7 on the other side. Let's see who will be able to connect that shot. He's going to be healing coming in from the side of Insane. Very well thought over there. But the M18 proves to be a bit more stronger. Look at what Raja did over there. He put up a grenade as well when he had knocked down one player, and then eventually was able to execute a 1v2 at the final moment. He knew the guns which he wanted. It was the M18 which came into play at the nth moment, and due to which they'll be able to secure a very, very good booyah. With that Max 7, somewhere I felt that, it's going to be much more easier for the player. He was busy healing himself rather than looking out. He could have rather put some glue walls in front of him, try to lure Raja pretty much closer to him, and then take that kill. But eventually Raja knew what he was doing, and yes, as the name said, he proves to be a very good king.
Headhunters coming into action, losing 2 players in the beginning itself, with 2 players getting those booyah. Mad respect for them, a very big respect for them. Just 2 players and getting those booyah, and I think somewhere Raja was gonna get taken down by AFF Esports. At the same time, a beautiful nade coming in at the hands of Ignite from DG Gamers. A beautiful nade taking himself down at the same time, executing 2 players. So that turned the entire attention of Team AFF Esports from Headhunters towards DESI Gamers, and that gave the opening for HH. The last player was Raja, right? Raja making it towards that small tower, healing himself up, waiting for that opportunity where Team AFF Esports and Team DESI Gamers will be done with.
Yeah, but at the same time, I just love the way Raja cooked that grenade. He did not put that grenade behind the glue wall where the enemies could be there. He put it up in front of the glue wall. He knew that they're going to be rushing inside because of the zone, and that grenade, the way it gave the damage was really really commendable. At the same time, looking forward to what has happened so far coming in from the side of Headhunters. I mean, after losing a player, that is how you play for placement points. You do not have to go in to take every single fight. Yes, there was a blessing in disguise coming in from the side of DESI Gamers. At the end of the day, in the Battle Royale game, my enemy's enemy is my friend. So eventually, that is what, paid off for the side of Headhunters.
As we talk about Team GodLike, they had all the flu players standing when it came towards the end zones. I saw players of GodLike going down from the zone. They preferred rather to stay outside the zone rather than coming inside and giving the kills to some other team, playing it for the position points, finishing off with the 4th place. I see GodLike progressing a bit by bit when it comes to placement points, but at the same time, they need to work on the kill points. And as we talk about Team Evil Army, able to execute the entire 4 unknown, a nade coming in, then the squad pushing in, and this is what we were excited for, looking forward in week 2.
Yeah, but right now we're going to be taking a small break. We're going to be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Do not go anywhere.
Staying connected is now more important than ever, and 5G strengthens those connections. Qualcomm's 5G leadership is supporting virtual ways of learning, even in remote areas. You'll see our 5G leadership powering always connected mobile PCs, and wherever multiplayer gaming is connecting more friends in real time. At Qualcomm, we remain focused on transforming industries, creating jobs, and supporting the economy. The invention age is here. At Qualcomm, we invented the breakthroughs that made 5G possible. That means you'll see our 5G leadership transforming industries like agriculture. The invention age is here, and it's about to change everything.
You deserve a mobile PC that's as connected as your smartphone, with battery life that can last for days. That's why your device deserves the Qualcomm Snapdragon platform.
Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, strut! Count 1, 2, 3, strut!
It's just another fact of life for me, really. People wanna step into the party and job. It's just another fact of life for me, really. People wanna step into the party and job. Wanna step into the party and job. It's just another fact of life for me, really. People wanna step into the party and job.
deserve the freedom to immerse yourself in other worlds and explore new realities. That's why your device deserves the Qualcomm Snapdragon platform. You deserve multiplayer games that respond at the speed of 5G. That's why your device deserves the Qualcomm Snapdragon platform. You deserve a camera that delivers professional image quality in any lighting condition. That's why your device deserves the Qualcomm Snapdragon platform. What's inside your mobile device matters.
早安，能量。你的建议书做得真好。
I'm so glad to hear it.
It's why the Qualcomm Snapdragon platform matters. Because you deserve the freedom to immerse yourself in virtual worlds and explore new realities. You deserve an intelligent camera that delivers professional image quality in any lighting condition. And a mobile PC that's as connected as your smartphone with battery life that can last for days. You deserve multiplayer games that respond at the speed of 5G.
谢谢 Daniel。
I'll talk to you tomorrow.
And you deserve the ability to stream crisp, high-resolution videos in more places anytime with 5G. You deserve all the best 5G experiences. That's why your devices deserve the Qualcomm Snapdragon platform.
It's just another fact of life for me, really. People wanna step into the party and job. It's just another fact of life for me, really. People wanna step into the party and job. Wanna step into the party and job. It's just another fact of life for me, really. People wanna step into the party and job.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Snapdragon Conquest Free Fire Pro Series League Stages Week 2, and this 3 matches have been over right now. We'll take through a quick recap, and joining with me on the desk will be Arka. What an amazing 3 matches it has been.
Exactly.
The first we are being taken on by Blind Esports.
Yeah.
The second one at the hands of Chemin Esports. CES.
CES, yeah. I think it was CES coming in the map of Kalahari, where they were able to. But the reason why I'm not able to remember the second match is the kind of impact which the first match gave us. Blind Esports coming up with 60 points. I mean, how aggressive can you be in a pro series? It's not like league stages where you're fighting against people who are right now entering esports. You're playing against professional teams and you're dominating so well. That is something to watch out for. At the same time, the third match coming up with HH Raja coming in with that amazing M18 shot at the nth moment, taking down the last 2 players. I believe that we had very, very good fun throughout the day so far.
Well, we look up at the match number 22, week 2, day 1, and that's going to be between Group C and Group D, where 4 unknown Enigma Gaming, TSG Army, Nemesis, GodLike, and Evil Army will be coming into play. And as we talk about the last match, Headhunters being able to perform it, so I think Headhunters is going to be again here for Group D from Team TSM FTX, UG Mania, AFF Esports, Headhunters, Blood Bashers, and DESI Gamers at the same time. Beautiful gameplay coming in at the same time of Blood Bashers in the last match. Headhunters also was able to, Headhunters got that booyah in the match. Blood Bashers was able to perform. At the same time, 4 unknown
DESI Gamers needing themselves and taking down 2 players with them was also really commendable.
Esports, yes.
But this is the map of Kalahari, so obviously I'm going to be vouching for that one team which has always been performing really well when it comes to the side of 4 unknown. From the side of Kalahari, it's going to be 4 unknown coming in from my side. And
I'm going to go with UG Mania.
Yeah, Mania. Yeah, that is the team which actually performs really well when it comes to the map of Kalahari.
Not
At
able to
the
execute the
same
Booyah, that's it.
Yeah, they're not able to execute it. Probably we can expect something different coming in this time. On the other side, we're able to see that Oro will be going for Headhunters. He'll be relying on that. Munish will be with me, and so does Warloop. And on the other side, we are able to see that you'll be relying on
UG
Mania. So
And yes.
Slumber Queen will be going in for Headhunters as well. New stats coming in from their side. TSM FTS by T18 Gaming, and DK Official is gonna stick with us for 4 unknown. So obviously most of the vote outs are going in for 4 unknown because not once, twice or thrice they've been wounded for the past 3 to 4 games continuously, where they are not able to get any kind of booyahs in their name. So obviously they're going to be playing it in a very different strategy. They'll be like, we're going to show you who's going to be the kings. In case they're able to execute it well and good, or else we'll be able to see a new name coming up, like how
Well,
Red Cape
yeah.
said, UG Mania might be the team.
Anything could be unpredictable when it comes to Kalahari. A big
Yeah.
map at the same time. All the teams having different drop locations, having dedicated drop locations to be in fact correct. At the same time, we'll look on to the drop locations or like Refinery, where we have 4 unknown. Nobody
as
will
always.
contest them.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think if DESI Gamers was in this match, yeah, they are right.
Yeah.
So I think where 4 unknown, in which groups 4 unknown wasn't for contesting, DESI Gamers used to go in for that dog.
Yeah, eventually.
But
They
let's
tried
see-
to challenge it, and that is when things were really bad. For now, we'll be looking at a flight path where we have Enigma Gaming, GodL, TSG, Nemesis, Evil Army, 4 Unknown, AFF Esports, Blood Bashers, DESI Gamers, TSM FTX, Headhunters, UG Mania. All of these will be taking the flight path on top of Kalahari at this point of time, where we'll be able to see some drop locations being clashed if possible. That could give an opening for some early skirmishes.
Looking at the flight path, it's starting at Oldhampton, moving in towards Refinery, going all the way all the way towards Command Post and ending off at Stone Ridge. So it's a centered plane path, and the flight path will give access to all the teams to go in for their respective drop locations as we look on towards the blue zone being farmed over Maze, and at the same time 4 unknown taking the drop location. Nobody contesting Refinery. They know that the kings of Kalahari are gonna land in Refinery, and they do not want to take any risk taking this fight. At the same time, I can see 2 of the players from UG Mania trying to go in towards Santa Catrina. Java Boy just looking at that EG. That's going to be Enigma Gaming and Headhunters being clashed again at Santa Catrina. He was like, I don't want to be a part of this fight. I'll go back to my team, look at how they will fight it out again, and then come in towards the action at the later stages when they will be spotting off Team Headhunters. At the same time, Team TSM FTX at a very close range. Raja getting spotted off. The man who was able to pull it for his team in the last match was able to is getting tagged on right now, an AK in his hand. At the same time, Asim trying to hold him off, trying to hold EG rather than letting them push onto Team Headhunters and losing players like they did in the last game.
Yeah, but at the same time, we're able to see even Headhunters have got some decent amount of loot in their hand. We're able to see Asim has got the Famos in his hand, Reaper has got the AK, Raja has got the AK. I think Viper is having that Sparse 12 in his hand as well. So on the other side, Gaudru will be pushing in with that Vector in his hand. With him is going to be Chili. He's got a Vector in his hand as well. It would be better. It would be much better if Chili and Gaudru could exchange that Vector and make it a dual Vector before they push against the side of Asim. Asim trying to run out in the open. Chili was able to connect shots over there, and it looks like Headhunters are planning out something very different over here. As we can see, there's another rush coming in right behind the side of Enigma Gaming on the other side. Asim on the other side will be getting detected by Gaudru, where he'll be doing a bit of a damage for them. On the other side, it's going to be Chili and Gaudru coming out in the open, wants to make sure that they take them kills, but eventually Raja will be giving that first knock against the side of Enigma Gaming, getting one player down. Reaper will be treated off as well. It's going to be pretty much a close fight. As of now, we are able to see that Gaudru will be the last man standing with a very less HP on his side. We are able to see that Asim from the side of Headhunters is also trying to do something special over here. Gaudru will be able to, execute some good kills at the nth moment. He'll be able to revive his teammate as well. 2 kills, 2 valuable kills coming in from his name. I don't know what happened at the nth moment.
Chilu comes in from the back. He was a man standing for his team at the same time. He just heals him up to the full potential, goes in for a backstab, and makes sure that the team in front of them, that was Headhunters, right?
Yeah.
Headhunters getting wiped out. I thought Headhunters, Asim was trying to make a different angle, trying to bring Gaudru into an ambush, like trying to bring him into the into the center of Enigma Gaming, but at the center of Team Headhunters. But at the same time, Gaudru was being cautious about the same, and made sure that he did not fall a victim of that same trap. As we talk about Team 4 Unknown, they are gonna hold on to Refinery. They are just gonna go in for whatever loot they could get. Eventually stay there. They will hold off that location, not allow any team to come into into this refinery as of now. And as we talk about Radhe TKR, he's right now going in for a different location. He's trying to be the scout for his team.
But at the same time,
eventually he will team up with his teammates.
Yeah, but at the same time, we are able to see that he's just got 3 grenades in his hand. He's looking out to get more grenades because that is the job to be done from this side. And for now, we'll be looking at the points standing off the previous game where we were able to see that DESI gamers were coming in with 35 points, even though the Booyah went into the name of Headhunters due to the lack of kills in their name. They just got 3 kills, due to which they'll be landing on the 3rd position. AFF Esports performed really well as well. They got 27 kills, 27 points in their name. GodLike, Evil Army. It's good to see that Enigma and UG Mania are somehow making it to the middle orders of the points table for now. But 4 unknown Bloodbashers, Nemesis, TSM still not able to perform, with TSG being suppressed at the 12th position.
And as we talk about DESI gamers, they have upped the game since the last matches. They have been able to execute it again and again. As you look on to 4 unknown, they are still gonna hold on to Refinery, and somewhere I think 4 unknown after the last match, they have been wounded a lot. They have to make that comeback that they need. As we talk about the the MVP of the last match, it's going to be AFF Esports Pawan with 3
the
kills.
grenades.
Yes, 3 kills, 1,459 damage, 1 headshot and 1 assist. So you can see the way that AFF Esports was able to execute. I think this was the man who grenaded himself, right?
Yeah, I think it was not Pawan. It was coming in from the side of DESI gamers. It was
AFF Esports had 2 of the players knocked
out because of that. So it was DESI gamers who came up with a
self-killing grenade.
Yeah, self-killing grenade, and due to which he was able to take 2 players with him, a valuable 4 kill points coming in his name. But for now, in the map of Kalahari, we are able to see that nobody went into the blue zone, and the only team which is pretty much close to the blue zone will obviously going to be Evil Army, if I'm not wrong. I don't know which was the team with Mammoth which was there, but they have an opportunity to go into the blue zone and get some really good loot in their name. For now, we are able to see that Bloodbashers will be able to detect Evil Army coming in from the other side. They want to make sure that they get some early kills or knocks in their name. It's going to be Beam, who's going to be pretty much far away, coming in on the other side. It's going to be, I think they're going to be sandwiched amongst themselves. They're going to be 2 men standing on one corner, another 2 men far away. But in case Evil Army rushes in with 1 knock coming in their name, I think that's going to be the end of the team. Gaudruk plays it very cleverly. It goes behind the glue wall when the grenade was being cooked. Aryan on the other side takes down Ametron at this point of time. So Aryan, Gaudru, everybody looks really promising. Another grenade being cooked at this point of time. Chilu gets taken down. Aryan gets taken down. It's important for the time of for the squad EG to stay alive. It's Gaudru and Chilu. Both these 2 players have to stay alive to make sure they get something. On the other side, Mr. JYT comes in from behind. It's going to be a 3rd party coming in from their side, due to which Enigma Gaming are suffering ruthlessly over here. Gaudru has to make it pretty much closer to Anish at this point of time, but he's busy cooking up a grenade. In case he'll be able to execute 1 or 2 knocks, then it's going to be much more easier. But TSM seems to be really heavy against the side of Enigma Gaming as they take down Ansh, and the last man standing is going to be Gaudru with that M18. Let's see how much kills can he take in his name.
TSM FTS is going to go in for that push onto Gaudru, spots him out in the open, and that's the elimination coming in for Team Enigma Gaming. At the same time, TSM FTX able to execute the 4 kills, looking strong right now in this game. And at the same time, we have Team TSG Army versus AFF Esports, where AFF Tyagi has been spotted out in the open. Pawan getting spotted out. 2 of the players from Team AFF Esports have been finished off. The last 2 players standing for Team AFF Esports, one of them knocked out from the zone. I think his outside Rahel is already knocked out. The last player standing for Team AFF Esports is nowhere close by, and that's going to be a 3 kill execution coming in at the hand of Team TSG Army. Triple kill for Team TSG Bhan. If we finish off the last kill, it's going to be a squad wipe coming in at the hands of AFF, coming at the hands of Team TSG Army. The last player standing is going to be Mafia, trying to play it for the placement points, trying to get some loot from Mammoth, trying to stack up on some first aids and whatever supplies he could get. Meanwhile, trying to play for the placement points for his team. As we talk about the remaining squads, we have 10 teams and 37 players remaining, with the zone number 1 closing in. And as we talk about, as we look onto Refinery, we have 4 unknown still holding it very close by. Is going to be Team Evil Army. And at the same time, we have Bloodbashers coming into action with 2 players, Aryan and Edward. We can see Team DESI Gamers also at the same place. And Nemesis, after losing 2 of the players, are back again in action. Team Bloodbashers with all the 4 players. A divide and rule play coming in from the hands of Team Bloodbashers. Looking back at the same time, there's going to be Team UG Mania. They have to watch out for. So it might be, as you said, it might be difficult for them. For if one of the team gets finished off, the other team has to stay there. Just camp it out there until and unless they have the advantage to move out in the open and go towards the zone. As you talk about the zone has taken a shift, and half of the Refinery is only remaining in the zone, as the zone gives a very favorable advantage to the players at Hangar. That's going to be UG Mania, Team Bloodbashers, Team Evil Army, Team DESI Gamers, Nemesis with all the 4 players standing, Team Godel.
Team
Yeah,
GodLike
GodLike has the best
GodLike has
house.
the best advantage as we talk about it.
Yeah, GodLike has the best place in the house because of the high rate support as well. They're pretty much inside the circle, but they have to watch out for teams which is going to gatekeep them in case they get detected. It's not going to be just Nemesis, it's going to be UG, it's going to be Nemesis, it's going to be DESI gamers. Everybody are going to, concentrate their firepower over there. It's good to see that, Yusuf is going to go in for Kingfisher at this point of time. I'm able to see some from the side of UG Mania, 1 or 2 players are actually going in for Kingfisher as well. So that one gun where I felt could be the meta, could be that gun which will be most probably used in most of the games when it comes to the season 2 of Qualcomm is actually coming into picture now. At the same time, we were able to see that some grenade launchers were also coming into picture as well. For now, no skirmishes on the screen, but in the final circle, we can expect a huge skirmish coming in from their side. It looks like DSG Army is gonna still lurk around, looking on for the last player of AFF Esports. They're not bothered about the zone giving them damage. They're like, we're gonna scout and kill this guy and then make it inside. On the other side, AFF Mafia has a different story to say. He's not able to detect enemies. He's played it really safe until now. He's gonna use the zip lines and try to make it inside the circle as soon as possible.
As we talk about AFF Mafia, he only has 4 first aids in one first aid in his hand, 4 glue walls. So I have a small doubt whether he or if he will be able to make it towards the zone. As we talk about UG Mania just holding it out, all these teams wants to just play it safe when it comes to match number 4 of day 2 of day 1 of week 2. And as we talk about Blood Bashers still holding it out at the same place and at the same time trying to take a fight against Team GodLike is going to be Nemesis. Uzif spotting out Team GodLike out in the open, tries to land some shots, no shots connected. A divide and rule gameplay also coming at the hands of Nemesis, where Mr. Gamer is going to hold a different angle, make sure that GodLike, if they're trying to push on towards team, that's going to be Team Nemesis, they're just gonna stay there and pick them off one out in the open. And at the same time, I can see team number 6, 4 Unknown, has made their way towards Brave Front. So this is something we have not been seeing, 4 Unknown leaving their advantage. I think the zone number 3 has is about to form in with zone number 2 closing in. They knew that refinery is a place we no longer need to stay, so let's go in towards the zone. And with that, there's going to be a kill also coming in from GodLike. One player has been knocked out.
Yeah, at the same time, look at the kind of gameplay which is going to be starting. There's going to be a huge shift in pace when it comes to the game itself. We are able to see that Mafia has somehow made it inside the circle from the side of Refinery. It's going to be the side of TSG Gaming will be right now targeted from the side of Nemesis, as we can see a push coming in from their side as well. Nemesis, we know that 2 players were coming in from different directions. We're able to see that TSG Legend trying to come a bit more closer. A good grenade coming in from their side. Won't be doing any kind of damage. Othis be the person to watch out for when it comes to grenade from the side of TSG Army. Let's see whether he'll be able to execute some knocks and give that opening for the team. As we are able to see, Legend has come up a bit more closer with a grenade launcher. We see a damage was also being dealt by one of the players on the other side from the Nemesis Gaming. Let's see how things will go forward, as Ojas is going to put up one more grenade just to be a defensive gameplay. It's going to be a very good push coming in from the side of Nemesis Gaming, but at the same time, let's see which is that one team will take advantage of this.
As we took on to team GodLike versus UG Mania, the last place standing for UG Mania is going to be Kunal Jr. Kingsman spots him out in the open. Prince has been knocked out, and I think there's one more player standing for Team UG Mania. Kunal Jr. getting finished off, and that's the end for Team UG Mania. At the same time, GodLike with 1 kill. I think somewhere there was a knock just behind them. They were not able to execute those kills. At the same time, Johan comes in with a double vector in his hand, goes in for the push onto Team TSG Army. Goes onto a push onto Team AFF Esports. Which squad is in front of them? Nemesis?
Yeah,
yes,
Nemesis
Gaming is in front of them. Vihan trying to execute those kills. Getting those kills is 4 Unknown. Anand right now smashing through Team DESI Gamers. At the same time, as we look onto multiple, there's TSG, Sasuke, Vihan.
Legend with the grenade launcher puts down at least 2 to 3 players coming in from the side of Nemesis Gaming, due to which they are able to execute more than 2 kills coming in from their side. I think Legend has got both the kills in his name. He's going to be the last man standing for the side of,
Nemesis.
Yeah, no. Yeah, from the side of Nemesis, I'm so sorry. And he'll be playing for placement points from here on. We're able to see that TSG Army have come up with a new kind of gameplay over here. Everything is going good on their side, but on the other side, I could read that 4 Unknown were also suffering. Finally, Radhe Thakur takes a knock against Harsha because of the grenade. Let's see whether he'll be able to confirm it. This is happening pretty much far away, and I know at this point of time, 4 Unknown will be looking a bit more promising in case they'll be able to get it. The confirmation comes in from the side of Radhe Thakur. He knows what he's doing. Look at that. He's got 6 grenades, but no health kit. That is the kind of confidence he carries when he plays, in a close range fight with grenades.
Coming to 4 Unknown, 3 kills already in the name. They are going to look very strong right now, playing to save
trying to play it a bit safe. Spots TSG out in the open. Vihan is spotted out in the open, trying to get the no-kiss. Rajit Aku with the sniper in his hand. At the same time, is out trying to land some onto Team TSG Army as we speak about Team TSG Army making their way onto the zone. GodLike Kingsman comes into action, takes down a player from Team TSG. Otispi has been knocked out, a third party coming in. So Team TSG is being spotted out right now from two locations. A beautiful trade comes in at the hands of TSG Legend and finishing off GodLike Kingsman. GodLike Ashes has also been taken down. Team TSM FTX coming into action. TSM FTX with all the 4 players standing. Again, we can see backstabs on top of backstabs. There's a 4. There's not a Mexican standoff. There's 4 squads fighting against each other at the same time as we look on to Team TSG with 7 kills in the name. They are the kill leaders as we speak about. The remaining teams there is GodLike trying to make it towards the zone. TSG already inside the zone, 4 unknown with the maximum number of players and the advantage of the zone. Uzev getting spotted out. AFF Mafia, the sole player standing from his team, and Evil Army also trying to take on to 4 unknown at the same time. GodLike Tista spotted out in the open, and it's going to be Legend who's trying to get in for the get in the knock for his team. At the same time, the knock comes in almost very close. The zone damage is coming in. TSM Esports comes into action, and that's going to be the end for Team AFF Esports. Bam comes in. That's going to be Evil Army coming into action. 3 players from Team Blood Bashers have been taken out. GodLike has been eliminated at the same time. Blood Bashers have been eliminated. That's a beautiful gameplay coming in at the hands of Team Evil Army. At the same time, Nemesis was also getting finished off. That's execution with nades, perfection with nades that you can see at the hands of Evil Army.
Yeah, at the same time, we are able to see that 4 unknown again playing like the kings over here with all 4 men standing, the rotation working out perfectly for them. They're pretty much close to the final circle if I'm not wrong, but they have to watch out for this one team which is taking control of the zone right now. It's going to be Evil Army, the team which has always taken down 4 unknown. It's not once, twice or thrice. They've taken them down every time they've met face to face with one another. On the other side, we're able to see that Radhe Thakur right now being detected and a lot of damage coming in from his side. It's going to be TSG who will be trying to push in. Whether 4 unknown will be able to take them down is something to watch out for, as we're able to see that, Anand is keeping an eye at this point of time. They're vouching for Radhe Thakur to come up with a good kind of grenade from their side. Fabindra on the other side will be taking down Yash. That's a good grenade coming in from the other side. It's going to be a blessing in disguise. It's going to be Fabindra and JYT getting taken down because of Beam, and I think he's going to be confirming them as well. How much more is this person going to take down players? It's just grenades. There's going to be another grenade popping up at this point of time with all 4 men standing. 4 unknown are looking forward to take the booyah in the name, but for now we're able to see that Radhe Thakur has run out with grenades, and it's important for him to collect some and execute kills. For now, Anand with that AWM is trying to connect shots, take down the players of BLF. It's important for them not to get detected. Look at Old Monk, what he's doing outside the circle. He wants to make it inside the circle slowly so that he takes the booyah in his name. Vihan gets taken down. Wizardo gets taken down. It's important. 4 unknown again takes down 2-3 more players. It's going to be 4 unknown versus Evil Army. And 1 more grenade, my friend. It's going to be 4 unknown. Anand will be trying to play with the snipers in a close range fight. Eventually gets taken down. An amazing booyah coming in. Almost into the names of, Evil Army. We're able to see that, Yash will be the last one standing. And Omar will be able to execute that kill. Oh my goodness. I never expected a finish like that coming in from the side of Old Monk. What an amazing gameplay. TSM making history over here at the nth moment coming in. I told you to watch out for Old Monk coming in from outside the zone. I did not expect him to take a melee in the final circle. He was watching everything happen over there.
1v2 coming in from TSM.
1v3 if I'm not wrong, coming in from his side. An amazing job coming in from their side. TSM played an amazing game. Very well strategized from their side. I mean, this is what you can expect from a player like Old Monk, because he exactly knows that, his strength is melee, and he was like, I'm not going to rely on any kind of guns because ultimately it come on reload. I need to count my bullets. Melee, I have nothing to count on. All I have to do is connect those headshots, and he was able to do it, taking down 3 players with a melee in the final circle. Amazingly done.
But at the same time, we have Evil Army Beam with those grenades. I think somewhere he has been able to give that.
I think
Nivesh,
10 kills or 6 to 10 kills.
He was able to easily give Nivesh a very close fight for today's People Star of the Award. People's choice of the nominations, whatever we'll see, we'll know it for at the end of the day. But I'm pretty much sure it's going to be contested between Evil Army Beam and at the same time between Nivesh. These 2 people have been able to execute those grenades today, but somewhere Radhe Thakur ran out of grenades. At the same time, if he would have had that, it was just a 1 single nade to take down entire TSG army who was holding inside that single
and also the Evil Army, which was right in front of them. He did not have the grenades in his hand, due to which he was not able to execute. But on the other side, the way Evil Army always takes down 4 unknown, it's always a shocker for me. I don't understand as to how they always know this is the point as to where I'm going to put a grenade, because I know that is the only point where 4 unknown is going to be grouping up, and that grenades is going to knock not more than 2 people and not less than 2. So I believe that, they have done an amazing job in raiding the squad of 4 unknown. At the same time, an amazing gameplay coming in from TSM. I mean, very, very good gameplay from their side.
Well, we are going, as we go into the next match, I think it's again going to be Group C versus D. Match number 5 of League Stages, Week 2, Day 1. And it's the match number 23 of the overall League Stages, where it's going to be Group A versus B.
Yeah.
This is match number 5, right? Yeah. So it's going to be A versus B again. Total Gaming coming into action. Team Chaos, Raven Esports, Level Iconic, and Team D Esports. At the same time, we'll have to look out for the Group B, because they still have Blind Esports coming into action.
Yeah, at the same time, I would love to see how things will go on from here on, because most of the teams are actually suffering at this point of time, and I've seen that, it's not easier for them as well. I just want to see whether there'll be a new team coming in somewhere. When I look at this name, I feel that they can have an opportunity to take the booyah in the name, and that's going to be Never Broke again, because they have been continuously slaughtered throughout the day, and we know that, this is that one team which shows a mere domination once they start to pick up the pace. So I'm going to put my bets on the side of, Never Broke again.
That's a new team coming up, but at the same time, I'm also going to vouch for a different team. Can you guess which team it is?
Probably
I'll give
DSG?
I'll give you a hint. It's a people fan favorite team,
Total
and
Gaming.
it's from the south.
From the south. PVS.
Yes, I'm going with PVS Gaming this time, and let's take on to it, because PVS Gaming has been able to perform in the first match. They were able to execute skills throughout multiple skills throughout match number 1 and 2. Somewhere they were very close to Booyah in match number 2. Just lost it by a nick of time, and maybe somewhere if the zone would have favored them, or maybe if the number of players, if the man advantage would have been on the side, they could have easily executed it.
But at the same time, we cannot forget Total Gaming and Nemesis, the way they were playing, when it comes to the map of Bermuda. But yes, we have the team Total Gaming coming into this game as well. They did perform really well at one point of time, because of Mafia Bala getting taken down earlier. It became a bit of a problem for them. Delete still not able to, come up with the momentum in which he can actually go in and assault, because in other places we know what Delete can actually do when it comes to the game. So for now, we'll be looking at the points table of the previous game as to how things are, we'll be looking forward for. For now, we know that every team has got booyahs, every team have got different kind of pointers in their name. So that comes up to say there's going to be a lot of change when it comes to the points table itself. We're able to see that, many teams are actually getting an average of 15 points. Enigma Gaming is getting an average of 10 points every now and then. So I know that they're going to be pushing up, and teams like TSM in the last game will be slowly making it up the ladder for sure.
Well, now we are going to move on and look on towards the caster's prediction. I think from the Hindi desk, I'm going to opt in like someone going in for Blind Esports. At the same time, there will be Total Gaming coming in. Yes, there is Blind Esports coming in from the Telugu desk. The only player who has opted in for Blind Esports is just T18 Gaming, and at the same time, Total Gaming being chosen on by Wallloop and DK Official from the Telugu and the Tamil desk respectively. At the same time, me and Slumber Queen wants to go with Previous Gaming. You are going with Never Broke again, and Aru is going with Team D Esports, and Monish sticking it again with Raven Esports.
Because he did see, right, in the previous game how Team D Esports almost got the booyah in their name against the side of Headhunters when it comes to the map of Bermuda. So I believe that, they have an opportunity of taking things over here as well. This is the 5th game, so obviously it's going to be the map of Bermuda again coming in on our screens. So it's going to be much more easier for those teams who already have the momentum coming in from their side. So I believe, yes, the chances of Team D Esports are pretty much high. But apart from them, if I have to vouch for something, I think it's going to be Total Gaming, because they are wanting to come and bounce back really hard.
Well, this is again the map number 1. That match is almost similar to match number 1, because A versus B was again Bermuda.
Yeah.
So a Bermuda again between Team A versus B. Will we be able to see Blind Esports coming in again with those 60 kills?
60 kills, oh my god. 60 points.
If they actually do that, then it's like no teams can come near them, and they're already making a difference of about 100 to 120. Already they have a difference of 39 points when it came to the end of week 1 between first and the second positions. We are now going to go into the point standings of the last match. That was match number 23 or 24.
24.
Match number 24.
Yeah, 24 coming on our screens. We are able
22.
to see that. Oh my god, 22 coming in. We are able to see that, Evil Army will be getting that, will be standing on the top, even though TSM could take the Booyah in their name with just 1 kill point difference, probably, due to which they're able to get 45 points. Right behind them, TSM coming up with 44. It looks like both these teams put together have taken half of the room, and that is why TSG, 4 unknown, as well as GodLike will be able to, with Enigma, will be able to take around 4 kills in their name. On an average, again, I'm able to see that Enigma has got 10. Nemesis is going to go with 12, and the MVP, it's obviously going to be the Grenadier coming in from their side. It's going to be Beam coming in from Evil Army, a total of 9 kills in his name and 3,248 damage. That comes up to say that each of his grenade, like before, has connected and given a lot of kills for him.
Well, as we look up on the top 5, I think some of the other players from Evil Army will be joining Beam at the same time. And as we look onto it, it's going to be TSM FTX, TSG Army, that the 2 players from TSG Army, Vihan and Legend at the 3rd and 4th place, and again TSM FTX Old Monk, the man who did wonders with the melee in his hand, with 3 kills, 2,063 damage, 2 headshots and 2 assists at the 4th place.
Let's not forget the side of TSM, Mr. JYT. In that close range you were explaining about his sniper shots coming in pretty much closer, and due to which he was able to execute 5 kills in his name.
And at the same time, Vihan with 4 kills, 523 damage and 1 assist. So that comes to say that how the accuracy of the players have tend to develop over matches. Like they are able to execute those kills rather than just going in and giving damage again and again. Rather than that, they just go in for the kills. Knock finish. That's what we have been able to see from the hands of TSG Army.
Yeah, but I'm looking forward to see whether from here on, TSM will be able to pick up their pace, momentum, trying to put in some kill points in the name, as well as get those booyahs. Even though they're able to execute booyahs, they have not had enough number of kill points in the name. They are in the bottoms, and it's time for them to wake up. As I said, week 2 is going to be a do-or-die situation for most of the teams on the bottom, and then week 3 is going to be a do-or-die situation for everybody, in the bottom, probably apart from the top 6. So let's see how things will go as we'll be stepping into the flight path of the next game, and we'll be able to see the names of the teams one last time.
And the teams that are joining us will be Lifehackers, Team Level Iconic, Team Chaos Esports, Team D Esports, Raven Esports, Total Gaming Esports, Blind Esports, Chemin Esports, Team Elite, TVS Gaming, and at the same time Never Broke Again. And this last but not the least, we have Team Mayhem joining us for match number 5. That's going to be match number 23 in the overall league stages. And as we look upon the lane path, we'll see somewhere starting off somewhere very much at the center, dissecting at the center, going towards Shipyard, yes, between Shipyard, Plantation and Riverside, going in towards Bhima Shakti Strip, Peak, Poichinok, between Factory and ending off at Maz Electric, giving the blue zone advantage at Sentosa, and somewhere Rimnam Village seems a bit far off, but at the same time will be accessible by gliding for the teams. As we look on to Team Total Gaming, going in for the default drop location towards Mel. No other teams have decided to go on, no teams are nearby for Team Total Gaming, and Keraton right now is going to be opted in by Team Elite. As we look on to Team PVS Gaming, they're going in for Peak, and towards Poichinok, we're going to have multiple squads like NBA, and I want to see Team BLD. Where did BLD land? Kartulitswa. They landed at Kartulitswa, and at the same time, there are 2 players from Team Chaos. Very close range at them. BLD Nivesh with the UMP in his hand is going to go in for that push, but at the same time, he wants a backup from Abhay, his teammate. At the same time, Abhay is already out with the heat gun in his hand, going in for that push onto Team Chaos.
Yeah, let's see how things will turn out for them. For now, we are able to see that it's going to be Team Elite versus Mayhem for the first time, happening at the side of Factory in the map of Bermuda. It's very cleverly, Mayhem is trying to make sure that, they have control of this place. On the other side, Ninja gets taken down, as is Taneja, and it's important for Mayhem to come in with the right kind of backup, or else they'll be confirming a kill. And eventually, the confirmation comes in from the side of Baby, and there's going to be another knock coming in from their side. And it looks like this time it's going to be Mayhem who will be confirming the kill against the side of Taneja. Yes, a good trade coming in from either of the sides. It's going to be important for them to stick together, as we're able to see Frost and Nikki will be playing in together, will be taking down Anshul, and then the final player coming in from the side of TE will be taking down one more player. It's going to be Predator doing an amazing job. Coming at the nth moment, will be able to execute 2 kills, and that's going to be the beginning, and that's going to be the end of the side of Mayhem.
And at the same time, Lifehackers getting spotted on by Level Iconic. Predator getting spotted off. A beautiful now coming under the hands of Icy Martin. Baby getting spotted out in the open. Icy Martin wants to go in for the bush. His team is very close by. At the same time, they allow to watch out for one more squad just in front of them. Predator wants that revive. The team has to come in. Baby has to go in for that revive. Otherwise, that's going to be the end for Team Lifehackers at the same position where they stood to fight against Team Mayhem. And Baby, either he has to play for the basement points or either he has to take this fight against the team. At the same time, Ronigi has positioned himself at a different location. Ronigi goes in for the kill onto Predator. Predator has been finished off. Baby getting spotted on, and Baby is the last player standing for Team Lifehackers, getting spotted. It's just staying behind that small containers, just behind that small packages is going to be difficult for him to fight off against an entire squad of level iconic. Will he be able to pull a 1v4 situation? All the three players aimed the crosshair, just waiting for him to give a peek or an opening, and that will be the end for Team Lifehackers.
Obviously, he doesn't have a helmet or a vest. 1 or 2 bullets is what is required, and we're able to see that none of them have grenades, or else by now grenades would have popped up and taken down players. So it's important for them to actually go in and take the skill as early as possible. As Martin is going for a different rotation, he knows where to find Baby at this point of time, and once he finds him, then it's going to be history coming in from their side. It's going to be Martin who will be executing the kill against them, and eventually 2 valuable kills coming in from their side. A good third party coming in from the side of Level Iconic, and I believe it's a good start for them when it comes to the map of Bermuda.
As we talk about Level Iconic with 3 kills already in the name, 1 kill going towards the hands of Mayhem, executing the entire team of Lifehackers. As we look on to the remaining squads, there are no squads nearby to contest them, and they are staggered up on the load that they need. And as we talk about IC Iconic, he still needs to get that glue wall supplies, otherwise it's going to be difficult for them when it comes to the final zones. As we talk about Team Elite, they are right now holding the location near Cape Town. No squads very close to them, but at the same time they do have squads in close proximity. They'll have to look out for them. Killer with 4 first aids and 1 glue wall in his hand. The chrono shields are still with him, but at the same time I think they want to play it a bit safe. Team Elite is a team that doesn't go into hasty positions or hasty fights and then just lose the players. They always have a proper team planned out, a proper rotation planned out, where they will eventually make it towards the final zones. As we talk about Team Chaos, at the very close proximity is going to be Team D Esports, Shinu, Amitwala, RNSS and Roshan. At the same time, there are no other squads nearby. They are very much out in the open and can be spotted on anytime by Team Chaos.
Due to the size of this map being one of the largest map when it comes to the side from the game of Free Fire, it's important for everybody to stack up loot, go for a good farming, and make sure they have the right kind of guns in the name. Because once the rotation starts to fall in, it's not like we're going to meet one another midway. It's just in the final circle, there's going to be a lot of groups fighting out one another. On the other side, we're able to see the Total Gaming has executed a kill against a team which was trying to ride around, I believe. No, it's the same team which actually took 2 cars and they were trying to take a stroll around this place. They're trying to play it in style. Let's see whether they'll be able to execute something good. ForZHI trying to run down a good amount of farming coming in from his side. Total TG Delete is also having some good loot coming in from their side. But it looks like CES Gaming is the CES is going to be that one team which is actually having an higher advantage when it comes to the firepower, obviously because of getting those blue zone loot, which is important for them. I just hope that they do not choose to go to Mass Electric right now. Take a late rotation into Mass Electric, because that is when they'll be not being detected from the side of IC, or else it's going to be a very chaotic situation for them.
And as we talk about Level Iconic, they are playing a split man gameplay this time. 1 man going as a scout for his team. As we talk about Blind Esports, still holding location on top observatory. 3 players I can see. That's going to be Ginotra, Akash, Deep and Abhay. There's a 4th player. I think he's already made his way using the launchers in towards the center of the zone, or moving in towards the center, where they will have much more advantage. And as they land on towards Cartolets, they have to watch out on the left. There's a team very close by, and that's going to be and the remaining 2 players, BLD, Akshay, and the other player is going to take a car and make the way into the zone. As at the same time, Nivesh has spotted Team Chaos out in the open. Blue wall comes in. Tech KK spots his location. Tech KK is aware that there's a team near them, and they do not want to take that fight this time. And this is Team Chaos trying to make it towards the zone, trying to play for the placement point this time instead of fighting against the Titans of Season 2, as we talk about Team Blind Esports.
Yeah, but at the same time, I just love the way, Team Chaos are actually not coming into any kind of skirmishes in the beginning, because they know that they can be a very chaotic team at the end, and they have been executing more kills in the final circle rather than in the early skirmishes. For now, we're able to see that reach the side of Bhima Sakti strip, where they'll try to gatekeep any team which is trying to come and rush in over here. Nobody has come in over here before, so they'll have some decent amount of farming also coming in from there. At the same time, Total Gaming pretty much close to the side of
Raven Esports.
Yeah, Raven Esports is something to watch out for, because we have seen that Total Gaming is not able to execute early fights, and UAV also flying right above them is going to reveal a lot of location, as we can see that it was summoned by Total Gaming, and RE's location pretty much revealed by everybody. Like all 4 players have been revealed at this point of time, and now they can pick onto a player one at a time.
But at the same time, they'll have to look for Team Chaos coming in from the back from Bhima Shakti Strip, as well as Blind Esports. Also there's Team D Esports also making their way towards Bhima Shakti Strip. So Akash Dev, trying to be a scout for his team, goes in towards the front, has to look out for both of the teams in front of him. 3 teams in front of him. That's going to be Team D Esports, Team Chaos, at the same time Team Total Gaming, and this might make it a bit difficult for them. Very much out in the open. Blind Esports have decided to go in for some rotations, might try to go in for some angles that they can hold rather than staying out in the open. As we talk about Blind Esports getting a compound finally to their name is going to give them the advantage of being in the covers when getting knocked out, instead of staying out in the open and getting finished off. As we talk on to Team Chaos, they have decided to leave Bhima Shakti Strip from the further end and might find in themselves fighting against Team D Esports eventually.
Yeah, and I just love the rotation of most of the teams coming in over here. It's going to be Blind Esports who came in without getting challenged by anybody. They let go of Team Chaos to get away from them because they don't want to go for early skirmishes. But the location of Mafia Bala is a bit of a concern for me. In case somebody comes in from the side of Peak in this higher ridge and takes a headshot against him, obviously he's going to be getting knocked out, and then it's going to be easier for them to take a push against them. It's going to be important for Raven Esports to be very careful, as we can see that they've already dealt a knock coming in from the side of TG Mafia, who knows the location of the players with that Car 98, looks to be very, very deadly. On the other side, Blind Esports do not know that Mafia Bala is actually on the top of the building. A red zone comes in, a very, very bad curse for the side of Total Gaming. I've seen it before. They get knocked because of the red zone. Mafia Bala being a bit overconfident, trying to stay out in the open. Let's see whether it's going to be a different story today.
Mafia wants to take that knock with Car 98 in his hand. He's just trying to go in for that angle, just waiting for the heads to pop up and trying to get the knock, but at the same time Raven Esports making sure that they do not do any unwanted moves, any mistakes at the same time. As we look on to this, we were just talking about this. Sai Shankar's head pops up a bit and there's a knock coming in. The revive is going to come in anytime for the team. Yes, the revive has come in. Sai Shankar has to heal up, but at the same time they'll have to watch out for Total Gaming, who will go for a different rotations at the same time. As we talk about the red zone, gonna give them the disadvantage, and the red zone is done. So it's time for Total Gaming to go in for that push. Will they be able to go in for that push, or wanting to play it a bit safe and take care of BLD? That's going to be Blind Esports at the same time. Also, they have to look for Team Chaos, who's going to come in from a different angle. I see team number 13, that's going to be Team Chaos, holding at the top of the mountains. That they have a higher
from the side of Peak, if I'm not wrong.
Yes, from the side of Peak, having a higher advantage. They're just gonna hold it right there. At the same time, PVS Gaming is also going to come into action any moment right now, as they'll be facing off against team number 11 and 12. That's going to be Team Elite. At the same time, they have one more squad on the left. I think team number 11 is going to be Team
PVS.
PVS?
Yeah, I believe it's going to be PVS who's going to be pretty... No, we are looking at PVS at this point.
There's a team.
Yeah, Team Elite and IC.
IC, that's Level Iconic.
Yeah, so we are able to see 2 teams pretty much close to them. But it's good if PVS doesn't come out in the open and hold off to this ridge rather than, trying to take any kind of fights, because I know that PVS Gaming is capable of taking a booyah in the name just in case they stay silent and, stay inside this place as well. Never Broke Again nowhere in the picture as of now. Did you see them anywhere? Never Broke Again?
No, I didn't see them anywhere. So I think they are trying to play it safe a bit, maybe at the edges of the zone, then eventually coming in towards fight. But I think Never Broke Again got finished off, right? In the early stages.
I don't know who got finished off.
Two teams got finished off, if I'm correct. And I think Never Broke Again was one of them. But not sure. We'll know it for sure when we look at the overall standings in match number 6. But at the same time, we have PVS Eco just holding it out, waiting for some of the players from Team Elite to just pop up a airdrop being called in by one of the players from Team Elite. That's going to be
Pahadi.
No, RDP called in the airdrop. At the same time, Pahadi is being a scout for his team, looking at all the angles, making sure that none of the teams is near them. At the same time, the red zone forms just in front of them.
Yeah, at the same time, it's important for those people inside the red zone not to get knocked, because the other teams will be trying to take... they'll be wanting to come and dominate at the end moment. It's going to be Total Gaming. It's going to be NBA. Yeah, that is the team we were speaking about. Pretty much still alive, and we're pretty much close to the side of Factory, if I'm not wrong, if that's the players. And it's going to be pretty much close to Clock Tower and Factory. Yes, they're still alive with all 4 men standing. Mariex with the Max 7. I'm hoping to see some M82V shots coming in from his side. He's I don't know why he's taking a risk of going in a vehicle which is already on fire. But there's a fight which has started off over here between Team D Esports and Team TC, and a very good attack coming in from the side of RNSS. He'll be confirming the kill against Tech KK, and it's important for Amitwala to actually get revived, or else a confirmation will be coming in from their side. A good revival coming in from their side. A nade also been popped up. It looks like Team Chaos is looking forward to get some knocks because of the nades. I don't know how well things are going to work out for them. But after doing the damage against the side of Team Chaos, it looks like Team D Esports are trying to fall back and come out with a different kind of strategy. As we can see that Rohan is trying to cook up a grenade. He's not going to throw it. Oh yeah, he did throw it, but eventually Team Chaos were nowhere in the picture as they have fallen back and made sure, they'll be playing for placement points from here on.
Team D Esports have to push in towards the zone and have to eventually fight off Team Chaos, and Team Chaos is going to make the advantage. Going to take the advantage of the team at the same time as we look out to Scary, and two of the players of Team Chaos have already crossed. Vivek, the last player standing for Team Chaos, is just going to hold in. He has to pull off a 1v2 at the same time. As we talk about Max, Vivek also going to team up with this team at the same time. We'll have to watch out for Team
nice
Ankala and Roshan. And he's back with his team at the same time. Scary with a car 98 in his hand, trying to go in for a knock, goes in for multiple shots, gets attacked, gets multiple tags onto the players of Team D Esports at the same time. Watches out for Team D Esports. Amitwala, Scary has to regroup with his team, takes a lot of damage, and he has been knocked out at the final stages. And now Team D Esports, Shinu getting spotted on by Team Chaos. Max, Scary has been finished off by Shinu. Chaos loses one of the second player. Vivek is also knocked out and has been finished off by a beautiful nade coming at the hands of D Roshan. And D Roshan wants to go in for the push out of the last player standing of Team Chaos. That's going to Max, just holding his location inside the house. Not going to go give a switch stop anytime right now. 23 seconds for zone number 3 to close in. Zone number 4 to about to be formed with 10 teams remaining. That's going to be a chaotic situation when it comes to the final zones.
Yeah, but let's see how things are going to turn out for them, as we're able to see that it's going to be the last man standing. But RNSS proved to be a little more heavier. But look at what's happening. NBA from far off. Baka Boy takes a shot against him. Will be getting the knock as well. So it's going to be Blind Esports versus TG on the other side. Mafia Bala gets taken down. Fozia Jai will be challenged at this point of time. Eventually gets taken down as well. It's important for Dilly to come in and do something special over here. Let's see whether he'll be able to execute it with the M18. Tries to run out. Pahadi and Deadshot. Raven Esports are on the other side trying to play a game as well. And it looks like, Dilly will be able to take one player down. Nivesh will be taking down players with the grenade. And Iconic on the other side is going to be third partied as well. So Blind Esports, Abhay will be the last man standing. Somehow it was Total Gaming who actually stood out. Delete is the man who actually stood out and saved one teammate with him. And very, very good grenade coming in from his side.
Delete going in with 2 kills with that grenade, making it vulnerable for Team Blind Esports. Gives the opening for Total Gaming. At the same time, the last player standing for Blind Esports is nowhere nearby. At the same time, as we look on to Team L8, Iconic and Killer wants to go into that push onto Team Total Gaming. The full advantages with them at the same time. Level Iconic getting finished off. It's going to be PVS coming into action and taking down the entire squad. Level Iconic going into the push onto Team Total Gaming. Knows that they are very vulnerable at this point. Last 2 players standing for Team Total Gaming. Will they be able to pull this 1v4 off? 2 kills at the hands of Team Total Gaming. A nade comes in. Iconic goes in for the nade. A glue wall does not give them the advantage. A beautiful glue wall has been set up by Team Total Gaming. At the same time, Iconic wants to go in for a second nade, but will go in for a different angle at the same time. Yes, he goes in for a different angle. He knows that there's a player outside. Spots Delete coming out, and there's a nade popping in. Will Delete get damaged? No, he stays out perfectly where he needs to be positioned.
I love the way Killer is coming in from the top, my friend. You're not observing that? Where Killer took a leap of hope. He's going to go in from the top. He's just waiting for his teammate. He doesn't see players coming in from Mafia trying to run away from there. Iconic and Killer will be taking care of Delete at this point of time, where RDP is looking forward to be a bit more promising. Eventually gets detected. Let's see how things will turn out as Iconic gets taken out. It's important for Mafia to actually run away from there or eventually come in for the kill. But yes, he gets knocked out. Delete will be trying to come in from behind with that M18, not the right kind of gun to be going in over there. They'll be trying to push in all 3 men against the side of Delete. Let's see whether Delete will be a strong man standing or eventually gets slaughtered, and the end of the story for Total Gaming.
That's going to be the end for Team Never Broke again. At the same time, as we talk about Team Total Gaming, the last place standing, Delete tries to go in for that knock, gets finished off. That's the end of Total Gaming at the 6th position. 5 teams remaining, 16 players standing with zone number 4 closing in. 2 players outside the zone. Team Elite is gonna pay the price. RDP is the last player standing. Shai Shankar getting spotted out in the open. Revive has come in for Team RDP. Killer tried to heal up, but the zone number 5 is gonna close anytime right now, and Killer getting knocked out from the zone at the same time. Raven Esports, they just stayed there the entire time, taking the advantage of the situation. Right now, 4 players alive. Raven Esports, a different Raven Esports coming into action. At the same time, they have Team D Esports they have to watch out for. At the same time, Team L8 loses the life outside the zone. At the same time, the last 4 teams standing.
is going to be PVS. PVS getting eliminated just outside the zone, and the last 3 team standing is going to be Raven Esports, Team Chemin Esports, and at the same time DD Esports. A beautiful nade coming in at the hand of Ari. Oh, he self-naded himself. He was trying to nade Chemin Esports at the same time. They have to really look out for Team D Esports, who are looking very strong right now. They have the advantage, and Aim God comes in at a very close proximity. He's gonna cook up a nade anytime right now. Aim God FF knows that there are 2 players in front of him. Kaushik is at a very low HP. A nade goes in. Kaushik getting almost knocked out, but at the same time a glue wall pops up and saves him at the perfect time that he needed the glue wall to be there.
Oh, Shino gets a very good knock against the side of Deadshot, and it's important for Raven Esports to actually hold their ground, wait for, you know, the other teams to come in and take a fight. Team D Esports trying to come in a bit more closer, and this is the time Aim God has to come up with a new kind of strategy. Prasanna on the other side will be taking down Kaushik. A very good gameplay coming in from their side. It's going to be Team D Esports versus Raven Esports. A 4v3 situation coming in front of us, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be Rare Ocean on the other side who will be taking a knock. Even though the grenade launchers were in the hands of Raven Esports, it's going to be a much easier gameplay coming in from their side, as they have come down to a 4v1 situation, and Sai Shankar will be the last man standing, as Team D Esports will be that one team who can easily take the booyah in their name. But it looks like Shino gets taken down and the final kill comes in their name, and that is going to be Team D Esports taking the booyah in their name. Did somebody vouch for Team D Esports?
I don't think so somebody watched for Team D Esports, but somewhere this is the match they were like, we will perform when none of the casters are correct, and this is what they have been doing from the beginning itself. They overturned the match itself and won that booyah for their team. As we talk about Team Raven Esports, they held the location from the start itself, just holding the sniper towers. 2 sniper towers, a divide and rule gameplay coming in from the hands of Raven Esports, and making sure to execute. Holding that place throughout the entire game. The patience level is something to be commended. At the same time, just Prasanna and Sai Shankar, 2 players just holding it out. I think somewhere they are happy with the performance in this match, but at the same time they still need to bring out the best and try to go in for that booyah and get multiple kills when it comes to Raven Esports.
Yeah, but at the same time I was able to see a typical game coming in the map of Bermuda. We have always seen those teams who actually hold that position in the sniper tower always have an opportunity to take the booyah in their name, and Raven Esports almost proved that they had that opportunity. But I just love the way Team D Esports was able to execute it. They came in really late. They had a view on what was happening throughout the game. They didn't want to come into any kind of early skirmishes, even though at one point of time, if the grenade launchers were used by Raven Esports against the side of Team D Esports, it would have been much more easier for them to take the booyah. But ultimately a good gameplay coming in from the side of Team D Esports, and congratulating them on the booyah for the day. But for now,
I think somewhere PVS Gaming was also ending at the 4th position, so
yeah.
I think they are also happy with the performance of last player standing, trying to get the placement points for this team. I think that was Sanjay or Nobita, the last player standing, making to the zone, eventually getting spotted on by Team Raven Esports. At the same time, Chemin Esports, I saw one of the players being thrown out in the open, just trying to make a cover out of nowhere. I think he ran out of glue walls and chrono shields at the same time, so he had no other option but to just stay prone and try to just look at the fight happening between Team Raven Esports and this one. What was it? Team D Esports. Just looking it out, just watching it out. At the same time, a grenade comes out of nowhere, and that's the end for them. And I think Chemin is also I think someone opted for Chemin at the same time, but they are also happy with the performance, finishing off the 3rd place and looking forward. 5 matches already done. We are about to enter into the last match for today. That's going to be Kalahari between Group C and Group D. And
let's look back as to teams which have taken the booyah for the day. From the beginning, obviously it was a lone team which dominated Slowell. Blind Esports came in with the first one. Second one in the map of Kalahari, probably it was the Headhunters.
It was Headhunters coming in the 4th match.
Third match in the map of Bermuda.
It was the 4th match, I guess. 4th match was 4 Unknown? No, 4 Unknown did not get that booyah. 4 Unknown just was Evil Army.
Yeah, Evil
Army coming into action.
No, it was Old Monk, TSM who came in. TSM came in.
So,
in this game, we saw one.
So I think Evil Army took the second one. Evil Army or Headhunters or Bloodwashers. One of these 3 teams took the second one.
I know that Headhunters have secured because Raja came in at the nth moment with a booyah on the 3rd game. So the second game has always been a confusion for me. But let's see the matchup for the next game before we summon up to see which are the teams which will be playing off. It's Group C versus Group D, where we have 4 unknown, Enigma Gaming, TSG Army, Nemesis, GodLike, Evil Army, they'll be taking the group of D, where it's going to be much more of a stronger fight because everybody wants to leave a mark before ending the day.
Where we'll have TSM FTX, UG Mania, AFF Esports, Headhunters and Blood Bashers, as well as DESI Gamers coming in. And this time, as we move on towards the casters prediction in a few while, I'd like to ask your prediction on this match, because
I
this is
think
going to be again Kalahari, and it's again the king of Kalaharis, but 4 Unknown wasn't able to take it. Finished off in the 10th place, I guess.
No, in the previous game, they came into the final circle where Evil Army.
In the Kalahari, they finished off at the 4th or the 3rd place, but at the same time, this time, I'm going to go with TSM FTX.
Oh, so that's a very good call, because they have started to gain momentum. They have started to execute kills in a very good way. So I do believe that they have an opportunity over there. I'm going to be vouching out for 4 Unknown yet again, because they have that opportunity of taking the booyah when the rotations were working out right for them. It's just that somewhere it's going to be Evil Army who comes in and makes a very big blunder for them. So let's see how things will be, as we'll be looking at the other broadcasters' prediction from different desks of other languages. And from Hindi, I think it's going to be coming from the side of Oro, who will be vouching for Evil Army. Masab will be going in for 4 Unknown, just like me. You'll be going in for TSM. Slumber King will be joining my party for going with the 4 Unknown. Warloop still going in for UG Mania. So Headhunters coming in from T18, and there's going to be one player, one caster who's going to be sticking to you. That's going to be DK Official with TSM FTX.
Yes, I think we both have a strong feeling that TSM FTX wants to get that booyah in this game. Somewhere 4 Unknown was very close to the booyah in the match number 4, in the match number 3rd. In the match number 4, yes. At Kalahari, they were very close to getting that booyah, but this time, TSM FTX is not going to give up on the game, because even they have been climbing up that graph after every match. So they want to keep that momentum built up.
True.
That made up already. So TSM FTX, Ametron, I think Ametron is going to come into action. This Old Monk is going to come into action again this time. So
that is what I'm looking out for, because he proved himself to be one of the strongest player when it comes to the final circle, where he doesn't need a gun to take down enemies, even though he was even though he had very less health. So it's going to be the final map of the day, ladies and gentlemen. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please do, because by tomorrow there's going to be more action coming in. It's going to be the mid of league stages, and it's the time for everybody to actually gear up and become much more stronger. At the same time, we're going to be getting into the flight path of the day, at flight path for the final map of the day, where for the last time we'll be able to see which are the teams which will be flying inside Kalahari.
And the flight path is already on a plane, but before that, Enigma Gaming, GodLike, TSG Army, Nemesis Gaming, Evil Army, Team 4 Unknown, Team AFF Esports, Team Blood Bashers, Team DESI Gamers, Team TSM FTX, and Team Headhunters. And the last squad, but not the least, UG Mania joining us for this fight in the match of Kalahari. Match number 24, the last match of league stages, week 2, day 1, where we have the map starting somewhere off, if I'm correct, that's going to be somewhere near command post. Looking at, yes, it's starting off at command post and between sub going towards refinery and ending off at Old Hampton, giving the blue zone advantage at Stone Ridge. That's going to give an advantage for Team TSM FTX. At the same time, there's UG Mania going in for the same drop. UG Mania spots that there's a team just beside them, and at the same time changes the drop location towards Santa Catarina, which is already being taken on by Team Enigma Gaming. At the same time, as we look out to 4 and going in for that regular drop location of refinery. Team Headhunters going in towards Maze. Team Blood Bash is going in for that's going to be Bayfront. At the same time, Team BFA, that's going to be Team Life. Team BFA was what? Evil, I mean? No.
Yeah, BFA is going to be. Before that, I'm just stuck. My eyes are stuck on the screen at this point of time. Yet again, we are able to see that Enigma Gaming coming into an early skirmish at this point of time against UG Mania. A good rush coming in from the side of Gaudru with the Max 7. Will be executing the first kill and will be happy with the performance happening in over there. At the same time, there's Java Boy who comes in, and he'll have to step in yet again to take the second knock. And I think Gaudru is doing most of the job for the team. At the same time, they'll be losing Aaron, and that's a bit of a shocker for sure. But it's important for him to right now execute kills and take Golden down as soon as possible, as he's detected the next player who's pretty much close to him. He wants to rush in and make sure that he takes that player down as well. He's detected Prince as well, and Ansh and Gaudru have decided to go pretty much assaulting Prince at this point of time with the Chrono Shield popped up on both the sides. I know that UG Army will be a little more vulnerable at this point of time, as their Chrono Shield came in a little late, and a good grenade coming in from their side as well. Gaudru is pretty vulnerable. Ansh is pretty vulnerable. They're still trying to push in. Let's see which is that one team which will be standing on top, as it's going to be Enigma Gaming versus UG Gaming.
As we look on to UG Mania, Enigma Gaming, Chillo, with he just wants to go in for the push. At the same time, we have Gaudro and Chillo and Anstipla standing from the side of Enigma Gaming at the same time. As we look on to UM, that's going to be UG Mania, that's going to be Golden and Prince, the last two players standing. So it's a 2v3 fight that we'll have to look out for. At the same time, Golden is being surrounded by two of the players from Enigma Gaming. Gaudro goes in for the push. Anj goes in inside, both with the different angles. Anj getting spotted on. A lot of tags coming in onto Team Enigma Gaming. Ansh is at a very low HP. Chillu is at a very low HP. Chillu with an AKM tries to take a knock. Random space coming in.
Nice.
And a beautiful knock coming in. He just made sure to get that gap beautifully executed, and a knock coming in onto UG Golden, and a finish going on to him.
Oh, Gaudru!
UG Mania has been executed. The last player standing, finishing off from UG Mania was executed.
What a gameplay coming in from the side of Gaudro. All 4 kills coming in his name. He's able to come in, execute, and lead the team from the front over here when it comes to this specific assault. He had the right kind of guns in his name, and due to which he was able to execute, some good kills. And this is the kind of push I would watch out for. When Gaudro is pushing, it's important for Anish and Chillu to try to give a good backup. I know Chillu is one person who can come in from a different angle, be an assaulter as well, but losing Arin in the beginning could cost Enigma Gaming a little more. Yet again, they've got 8 points in the name. From now, if they play for placement points and get at least the 6th position, they'll be getting a decent 16 points in the name.
As we talk about AFF Esports, a very close proximity is going to be Headhunters and Mafia with 6 first aids and 1 glue wall in his hands, trying to go in towards the push. But at the same time, Headhunters is trying to play it a bit play it a bit safer right now. And as we look on to Team AFF Esports, Tyagi, Rahil, Pavan, and Mafia, all the 4 players are still standing and kicking. So this time they want to make a comeback from the last match that they were not able to perform. As we look on to the overall point standings from match number 23, Team D Esports finishing off the first place, got 36 points in the hands. Raven Esports at the second place with 29, Chemin Esports at the third place with 27, and you can see Team D Esports is also giving a strong fight when it comes to Team Blind Esports. At the same time, as we look on to PVS Gaming with 19, Total Gaming with 14, Never Broke Again with 12, Level Iconic with 12, and at the same time you can see Blind Esports with 8. So somewhere this match, the last match, is going to affect the point table, the overall point tables when it comes to Team Blind Esports. As we talk about AFF Esports, they are eventually going to make them into the zone, as the zone is going to close in the next 30 seconds with zone number 1 to close in. And as we look on to the MVP of the last match, I think the MVP is going to be someone from Team D Esports, and yes, it's from Chemin Esports, Kaushik with 4 kills, 2090 damage and 1 headshot.
I don't remember Chemin Esports. Yeah, I did remember Kaushik was trying to put in some grenades, and he was able to come in, if I'm right.
Chemin Esports, Chemin Esports was the team that was surviving in the end. Last player was just thrown out in the open, if you remember, just below that watchtower where Raven Esports was holding at the same time when Team D Esports was pushing. So they finished off in the 3rd place. So somewhere I think, they do deserve to be in the top of the MVP leaderboard.
Yeah, at the same time, we'll be looking at what's going to happen next as we are coming to the nth moment of the day, as the circle is going to shrink in the first zone has already come up. It's going to be 4 TSM pretty much close to Evil Army at this point of time, and I don't know how well things are going to turn out for them. 4 unknown at this point of time Evil Army at this point of time looks that they need to be having a bit more better when it comes to execution of kills, because everybody knows that this is that one team which we can't take a close range fight, because as soon as they come a bit more closer, they'll start to put in some grenades and stuff like that. So it's important for them not to come in and do such things, and see how things will go from here on for Evil Army.
Well, as you talk about Team Evil Army, Beam was able to execute multiple number of kills. Beautiful grenades coming into action back to back. So this game might change it again for them. Will he overrule Radhe Thakur in this match? Let's see for sure. As Stone Ridge, the blue zone, is now not contested by any of the teams. As we talk about TSM, FTX, Santa Catrina, they are going to eventually make their way towards Refinery. But as we talk about the zone right now, Bayfront, Refinery, Santa Catrina, and Command Post is somewhere we have to look out for. As we talk about Blind Esports, this is C versus D. Blind Esports is not in this game. So as we talk about the entire zone, we have Nemesis who have to make their way eventually into the zone, walking in towards the red zone.
Yeah.
And they literally have to look out for each and every move, because the red zone is going to cost them 1 player if they don't watch out. Total Gaming, we have seen they have lost players due to the red zone. Same thing should not happen to Nemesis Gaming.
Yeah, but it's good to learn from your mistakes rather than coming in for a late rotation. I know the zone is going to do a bit of a damage. It's going to burn your resources. It's better to burn your resources rather than giving up your life for the red zone. At the same time, we'll be looking at how things are going to turn out. As we are able to see, Blood Bashers are holding a very good position, pretty much close to Bayfront if I'm not wrong, and let's see how things will happen from here on.
As we look on to Blood Bashers, they still again, as we saw in the last game, they're just still holding on to the sniper tower. As we talk about Headhunters, they are moving in, a longer rotation coming in towards Mammoth. From Mammoth, they just wants to make sure that they are on the edges of the zone, fighting it out. Not fighting it out, just playing it for the placement points, because they have one Booyah in the name in this day. Raja was able to execute that Booyah. After losing 2 players in the early stages itself, they were able to execute that Booyah. So that comes to say that they have the potential to do it, but somewhere they eventually get tagged up in. They get eventually tagged up in so much cross fights that they eventually start losing players, and the last player standing is unable to perform a 1v4. And as we look on towards Refinery, we have multiple squads coming in: Evil Army, TSG Army, AFF Esports, 4 Unknown, Blood Bashers, Team DESI Gamers. Multiple number of squads at very close proximity. When the zone is going to close in, I think eventually after the 3rd or the 4th zone, we are going to see a lot of skirmishes happening between all these squads.
Yeah, I just hope that the zone takes a very sudden shift towards the north and every team has to take a run into the circle as well.
Run,
For now,
run.
let's see where the zone is going to happen. Looks like it's still going to favor Stone Ridge as of now, between Command Post and Stone Ridge. But in case it goes towards Bayfront, that is when the fun is actually going to start. No, it's going to stay.
Shift.
Yeah,
Southwestern shift.
Southwestern shift, where it's going to be Nemesis Gaming who's going to be happy. Headhunters are going to be happy. They're going to push towards the sub and try to get some loot for themselves. They're going to come in late, but still 4 Unknown will be still blessed because of the position which they hold at Refinery. They can hold it. They can gatekeep any team coming in from their side. All they have to do is make sure they do not allow anybody to come in from the northern side of Refinery, probably coming from the side of Bayfront as well. So that is when they'll be able to execute a good Booyah, because they have altitude advantage, as well as they are the kings of Kalahari. So let's not forget that as well.
Well, as we look on to Team TSM FTX, they just wants to play it safe this time. Old Mong with his shenanigans coming in with melee. Maybe we can see him again. This time he has a pan in his hand. He might go in for the kill with a pan or not. We'll have to look for sure. As we look on to the remaining teams, TSM FTX, Fabindro, Ametron, the remaining team players of TSM FTX, Fabindro. Ametron was able to perform somewhere in the first week. This week he hasn't been able to stand out as a player, as an extraordinary player from his team. As we look on to Team GodLike making the way into the zone, they are falling right into the face of Team DESI Gamers, who are already at the crosshairs of Team 4 Unknown. Harsh getting spotted out in the open, crossfire coming in, an M24 coming into action, a machine gun. Swastik tries to get a knock onto Team DG Harsh, properly putting up those glue walls, making it safely, but at the same time Radhe Thakur is gonna go in for that push towards Team DESI Gamers, but at the same time they have a 4-man standing, so it's better for Radhe Thakur to team up with this, be back with this game. At the same time, GodLike makes their way into the zone. DESI Gamers have an advantage to take down GodLike, running out in the open. Very free kills, to be honest, very much easy free kills just in front of them. Insane knows that there's a team in front of them. Ashish and Tista are gonna give the backup that they need. At the same time, the red zone forms up on them, and this is
the fun. This is the fun I would love to see. Let's see which team is gonna get executed because of the zone. And Team DG right now has a divided attention, that is for sure. But the red zone is gonna come in as a blessing of disguise for them, because eventually they do understand that it's gonna be GodLike or 4 Unknown who's gonna be falling back, trying to avoid the red zone falling on their heads. The Team GodLike on the other side, even they can run away at this point of time, because they also do understand that, you know, all these teams will be trying to run inside the compound rather than anywhere else. I was wanting to see the danger zone taking down at least 2 to 3 players.
Getting a shelter is much more important rather than staying out in the open, but GodLike takes the advantage of the same and moves out from the danger zone and moves in towards wherever they found it safe. At the same time, as we talk about 4 Unknown, we have Radhe TKR, Swastik, Anand and Wizardo. 0 kills in the hand, but at the same time trying to take a knock, and the first kill comes in at the hand of Radhe TKR. DG Ignite has been taken down. DG Shante is knocked out at the same time. Radhe Thakur is going for the kill again, and again he wants to go in for the push. At the same time, the zone is not favoring them, so I'll have to eventually move into the zone, where the zone number 4 is going to close in the next 50. Zone number 4 is going to close in the next zone number 3 is going to close in the next 50 seconds, and the zone number 4 will be on the screens anytime right now, as Shante 15 gets finished off. 4 Unknown with 2 kills in the hands eventually have to move in towards the zone. This is the time they have to move into the zone. Watch out the backs. At the same time, Harsh gets spotted out in the open, and knock comes out at the hand of Anand. Anand goes in for the kill, and that's 3 kills in the hand, and the last player standing for Team DESI Gamers is going to take a longer flank, a longer rotation in towards the zone, but holding it still insane, just making it sure that it's safe for him to go out in the open and try to play for some placement points for his team. As we have 11 teams, 40 players remaining, with zone number 3 shrinking in the next 10 seconds.
Yeah, at the same time, I had explained about how 4 Unknown has to make sure that they clear out teams coming in from the side of the northern side of Refinery, and they've successfully done that, due to which they have a higher advantage of getting the Booyah in the name. And it looks like they're going to be summoning some drops as well. It's going to be Anand who's going to be regrouping probably with few of his teammates, because they do realize that the zone is pretty much favoring the southern side of Refinery at this point of time. Yet again, they're going to have an advantage. Radhe Thakur is very much alone, but still trying to take some shots. He believes that, he'll be able to execute 1 or 2 knocks, but in case he gets knocked out, oh my god, TSG is going to put up a landmine and take down Evil, and that could be the beginning of the end for coming in for the side of Evil Army, and I believe that will give an opportunity.
And that's
it's going to be Enigma who's going to come into the favor, and they're going to make sure, they assault most of the players. TSG Army at this point of time have to make sure that, they don't get detected by the side of Enigma Gaming, as they've started a push against the side of TSG Gaming. Gaudru is trying to push in. He's got the grenade in his hand. He has to heal up as well. It's going to be a big challenge for him. Ulmonk on the other side will be taking down Raja. It's going to be the grenades. Chilu gets taken down because of the zone. Gaudru has come a bit more closer, and I don't know how well things are going to turn out for them. Ansh will be confirmed because of the grenade as well. That's easy kills coming in their name, and now we have to see whether Gaudru will be able to execute 1 or 2 kills. If he's able to do so, then it's going to be history written in his name as well.
And as we talk about TSM FTX coming into action, a player has been knocked out. EH comes into action. Enigma Gaming has been finished off. Gaudru getting finished off. That's an opening for Team TSG Gaming with 2 kills in the game already. DESI Gaming is getting finished off with the 9th position. A lot of crossfires happening. Swastik from 4 Unknown has been knocked out at the same time. We have to move in for the fight. A triple kill coming at the hands of 4 Unknown. Anand, 4 Unknown versus another squad. At the same time, we have Team TSM FTX versus Team Headhunters. The last player standing for Team TSM FTX is going to be Mr. J. Goes in for a close range fight. Amatron gets a knock. AFF Ryle has been knocked down, finished off. A beautiful hit.
Nice.
Mr. J has been knocked out. Old Monk and Mr. J, 2 players knocked out. At the same time, Amatron comes in from the back. This is a different fight happening all together, and that's going to be the end for 2 players from Team TSM FTX. Old Monk is going to bleed out from the zone. HH Reaper also going out from the zone. At the same time, Amatron wants to take on the fight against Team AFF Esports and loses 1 more player. Fabindra has been finished off, so the Amatron is going to be the last player standing for his team and play for position points for Team TSM FTX.
At the same time, I'm able to see that 4 Unknown has also been slaughtered somewhere far away. We can see that Blood Bashers also coming in. There has been a huge skirmish going on somewhere far away where more than one team are fighting out with one another. It's probably a Mexican standoff as of now. We're able to see that TSG will be left out with Sasuke, whether he'll be able to use his Rasengan at this point of time and trying to take down the complete squad of AFF, who's healing very much safe inside at this point of time. Tyagi has got the grenade launcher as well. He wouldn't mind taking himself down as well. Anand on the other side gets taken down because of Likit. Swastik will be taken down, Man Patel as well. So all this happening pretty much far away. Anand will be confirmed. 4 Unknown will be left out with rather 1 or 2 players, as Swastik will be confirming Man Patel completely, and we have come down to 12 players and 1 player from TSG.
With zone number 5 closing in the 10 seconds, most of the teams fighting it outside the zone. NMS Mr. Gamer has been knocked out and finished off by Godel Ahan coming in with an 8 at the same time. 4 Unknown, Swastik and Radhe Thakur, the last 2 players standing for the team. Nemesis Gaming has been finished off. 4 Unknown, Swastik goes in for that finish, and that's going to be a loot stack up coming in again in the hand, and Radhe Thakur with 2 nades in his hand. He just needs that nade advantage to himself. As we talk about the remaining squads, we have AFF knocking himself out, and at the same time Godel Ahan just holding his location. Radhe Thakur has to be really careful at the same time. Spots in Ahan, goes in for the kill. He's trying to do a melee at the same time. What is happening here? He wasn't able to execute the kill with the first few shots at the same time. GodLike has been eliminated, and Radhe Thakur taking the zone damage at the same time. Swastik has regrouped with him. 8 kills at the hands of Team 4 Unknown. Just in front of them is going to be the last 2 players standing from Team BBS Blood Bash. That's going to be Licky and Shubho. Licky knocked out from his own net. Swastik gets knocked out. Radhe Thakur is fired from his team, and Swastik gets finished off. Radhe Thakur, the last player standing, 9 kills already in the name. The last 4 teams standing. It's going to be a 1v1 coming into action by 4 Unknown Esports. I see Blood Passion Esports. I see AFF Esports, and the last player from Headhunters is going to be Asim coming into play.
Yeah, at the same time, I want to see whether Headhunters will be trying to play a come up with another Booyah in the name. Radhe Thakur playing it really clever. He wants to make it to the center of the circle. Asim will be confirming. AFF with a beautiful grenade coming in from his side. It looks like the person who's having an advantage over here will obviously be Radhe Thakur. He's down to 50 HP and he's going to be Headhunters yet again coming in as an element of surprise. Will be connecting the final shot against him, and that's a very, very good booyah coming in from their side. Headhunters proving themselves to be one of the strongest teams in the day one of week 2, getting 2 booyahs in the name. That is valuable. 40 points, my friend.
Well, I think somewhere Headhunters, what's the maximum number of kills? 10 kills for them?
Probably. I did not go for the kind of counting.
But I think if you look on the Booyah, Headhunters have been able to execute 2 Booyahs this day itself. So that comes to say that Headhunters are also making a comeback in league stages week 2. And as we talk about 4 unknown with 9 kills, very close calls. Swastik shouldn't have gone in for that push. Should have stayed a bit back. Tried to play it a bit more safer for his team and trying to get that Booyah. It was a very easy Booyah for them with the 2-man standing advantage.
I think Radhe Thakur had more than 5 to 6 glue walls in his name.
Yes.
He could have rather put up glue walls and then try to detect enemy and then trying to push in, but probably he ran out in the open a bit more overconfident, due to which he had to pay the price with that AC-80. But very good gameplay coming in from the side of Headhunters. I would like to say that the IGL is doing an amazing job, trying to restrain their players from actually getting into unwanted skirmishes at the end of the circle, due to which they are able to execute some good booyahs in their name. What a day it has been. We never expected teams like Headhunters to take booyahs, 2 booyahs in the name.
Yes.
At the same time, we all knew that Blind Esports can, take a booyah in the name, but not with 60 points, coming in from their side. At the same time, Ulmang coming in with a melee booyah. What else do we need?
Oldmong was literally just slashing it out at the end.
Very
in the
much.
map of Kalahari, right? It was Kalahari.
Yeah, in the map of Kalahari at the end moment.
At the end moment, where people opt to go in for guns or grenades, he wants to just go in for the melee, just going it randomly, swishing it out in the open, in the air.
Very much.
Getting those 2 kills back to back and getting the booyah. TSM FTX is also happy with the performance these days. All the teams bouncing back. That comes to say that the overall point standings for today is going to change a lot.
Because we have TSM taking 1 booyah. We have Headhunters taking 2. We have Team D Esports taking 1. Then we have TSM. I said TSM, right? So TSM 2 headshot, D Esports, then we had Blind Esports, and in the and one more game we had the second game, which always makes up a bit of a confusion for me. But for now, let's look at the nominees for the People's Choice nominee Superstar of the Day. Those 3 players who played exceptionally well is come up on our screens. It's going to be EA Beam coming in from the side of Evil Army, Blind Nivesh coming in from the side of Blind Esports. I mean, what an amazing
yes, these 2 players have been opting for, I told these 2 players will
surely be there, and then Kaushik as well.
So even all the 3 are grenadiers
coming in,
and all you need to do is go on to the Hindi stream, vote
go to the chat. Basically,
go to the chat section and vote for your favorite team. Vote for your favorite player actually.
Yeah.
Beam, Nivesh, Kaushik. Do not be biased. You should look at the gameplay, how they played. Just go in and choose your favorite player, and that's how we're gonna nominate the favorite player.
Even though I saw Beam was the person who always restricted 4 unknown to make it inside the final circle, and where he was able to execute things. At the same time, I believe that if there is any player who has to get the Superstar of the Day, for me personally will be Nivesh, because in the beginning of the day itself, the way he was rushing in with grenades, with the grenade launchers.
11 kills.
Yeah, 11 kills coming in from his side. It was Bean backing up with 9. I do understand that it was a great contribution, but his contribution turned out to be a bit more heavier, with a total of 20 kills coming in from the team. So for me, it's going to be Nivesh. So guys, please do not forget to go into the chat section and vote out over there. Then things are going to be much more easier for us as well.
And it's almost time to put an end to league stages. Week 2, day 1, and day 1 we had 24 matches done, all the teams playing somewhere near, that's going to be 3-3-3-3, again that's going to be 12 matches, 12 matches, every team has played 12 matches, so it comes to say that every team has the same amount of experience, same number of matches, and when we look
they can understand each other's strategy as well. But for now, we'll be looking at the pro squad of the day. We're going to pick up 4 players from different teams, or probably from the same teams, who have done an amazing job when they're carrying their role. And we'll be seeing which are those players. As for now, we'll be looking at the first player. The pro squad of the day will be taken by, probably we all know the name, but still I'm going to hold off to that suspense coming up in any second on our screens.
And I think the first player
from the pro squad of the day is going to be none other than Blind Esports Nivesh, the top fragger with the grenades in the first match itself. 11 kills at his name. We'll have pro squad. The pro squad segment is we choose a player from each team, or like we choose the IGL.
Best performing
IGL,
player.
the best IGL from all the teams performing at day one of week 2. And then we have the best assaulter coming in, the best rusher, the best supporter, and that's how we put together an entire squad, which we could say that if they were put together, they would have captured all the booyahs in today's match. And as we go on towards player 2, it's Chemin Esports, Kaushik.
The support coming in. I mean, I believe that he's one of those players who did actually play really well with the grenades as well, with the with the shotgun as well. He was able to execute some really good kills coming in from their side. From Chemin Esports, it's going to be Kaushik. So first player obviously was Nivesh because of the grenades, because of the assault he was able to produce. But now it's going to be Kaushik on the second player. So if you guys know who's going to be the third player, please do put it out in the chat, and let's see how many of you get the things right, as we'll be stepping into the player 3 of the pro squad of the day. And the player 3 is gonna be...
And the player 3 is going to be Evil Army Beam. 3 players. They all 3 favorite people's choice awards. This were all the 3 players, right?
Yes,
Kaushik,
all 3 players
Kaushik,
coming.
Beam and Nivesh, all the 3 players coming in. So we'll have the last player. I think the IGL will be coming up, and I think if we are talking about IGL, Gaudru,
I think Headhunters...
I think Gaudru...
No, Gaudru is not the IGL though. But still, I believe that, you know...
There will be Gaudru, there will be Raja. I think Raja is a player you can.
No, let's see whether it's going to be somebody from the Headhunters for the performance they've done so far. But at the same time, I would also say that TSM also had a very good day. You know, even they were performing really well. So let's look at the player 4 of the pro squad of the day. And the player is going to be...
Headhunters. Yes, Headhunters. Asim, the last man standing for his team when it came to the last match. He just wanted to play it safe. He just wanted to get those placement points for his team, and he was eventually able to do that, finishing off not just at the not just with the placement points, but getting a booyah and the name at the same time.
Yeah, but at the same time, let's see how things will go from here on, as we are able to see that 4 performing players coming in over here very well. 3 Grenadiers in the pro squad of the day. 1 other player is going to be Asim coming from the side of Headhunters. Good thing to watch out for from our side is obviously going to be, you know, that we are able to see most of this happen. But at the same time, let me remind you guys about the People's Choice Superstar of the day, where we had all 3 Grenadiers coming in. Kaushik, we had Beam, and we had Nivesh coming in. Do not forget to go into the chat and vote for your favorite player, and they will be awarded with the Superstar of the Day People's Choice Award. So let's see how things will go from here on for the rest of the tournament, as I would like to say that by the end of tomorrow, every team will be coming up with a new strategy.
Well, yes, obviously, because we have been seeing teams just going in randomly towards random drop locations, just taking random rotations, and that's how they eventually make it up. And now we are going to look up at the entire pro squad of the day. That's going to be Blind Esports Nivesh coming up, Chemin Esports Kaushik, and then there's
Evil Army Beam,
and HH Asim coming in. 4 players. This is the pro squad of the day, ladies and gentlemen, coming in front of your screen anytime.
Yeah, but at the same time, before we step into that one small, you know, segment, I would also want to point out as to how we were able to see some new teams coming in to take the booyahs in their name. Like TMD Esports came in to perform really, really well in the map of Bermuda. They got 36 points in their name. Yes, as you were speaking about the pro squad of the day, all 4 players on our screens, ladies and gentlemen. Blind Esports, Nivesh, Chemin Esports, Kaushik, Evil Army, Beam, and Headhunters Asim will be the pro squad of the day. And I believe that the top 3 players, Nivesh, Kaushik, and Beam, will be voted out to get the best player. And for the first time, we are not able to see anybody from the side of Team Elite.
As we talk about the entire tournament, Free Fire Pro Series, this is all happening to just one thing. Just one thing, that's going to be Snapdragon coming into play, where they have high-end processors. When it comes to budget phones, they have processors that even surpasses the amount we are paying for. They just have 120 hertz display screens coming up, and then 144 hertz. If I'm correct, the highest is right now somewhere near 240.
144.
240, 144,
240 is also coming into the market, but
yeah,
the
pretty much.
one
But
which
how do I know about it?
Yeah, so guys, if you want to know which is that latest mobile, the flagships, the kind of updates you require as a gamer or as a techie alone, all you have to do is go to Snapdragon Insider. Go to your Google search for Snapdragon Insider. You'll get a link for it. Join in and subscribe to that. And then they're going to discuss with all of us the new flagship which is coming up. Flagship in the sense the new mobiles which are going to come up. What are the processors to be used? What are the cameras which is going to be coming up inside that? You'll be the first person to know every single information. But at the same time, coming back to the mobile which I was awestruck to see was this mobile, beautiful looking mobile right in front of our screens. It's going to be Poco X3 Pro. I mean, with 20,000 rupees, getting so much of 5,000 plus mAh battery to a 120 Hz screen, good enough for a gamer. If you want to kick some selfies after you do an amazing gameplay, you have an amazing camera coming in. And the behind, if you guys can see, there are some 5 cameras.
I think that's one flash, 4 cameras.
Yeah, one flash. Yeah, you can tell that one flash and 4 cameras coming in. One
but an
wide.
overall 5 cameras, including the front one. So yeah, 5 cameras
coming in, an amazing one coming in for your side. So if you're going to your parents asking for a gaming mobile and you feel it's costly, this is what you want to opt for. Lesser price. It's going to be 20,000 rupees is what you have to spend, but getting a gaming beast in your hand is something to watch out for.
But now it's time to go on towards the day overall standings of week
week 1.
Week
2, day 1.
Week 2,
yeah,
day
week
1.
2, day 1.
And now on your screen, where we can see from the bottom 12 teams, we have Blood Bashers at the 13th place. Team Total Gaming has moved on towards the top.
Overall.
We have Team TSG Army at the 14th place, Team Elite at the 15th place, Team PVS at the 16th place, Team DESI Gamers at 17, and this is the overall. Okay, this is the overall.
This is the overall one which is coming on our screens. We are able to see that, slowly like teams like Enigma Gaming have climbed up one step at a time. Never Broke Again is suppressed. DESI Gamers are suppressed. PVS Gaming slowly going up but still suppressed. Team Elite has been suppressed over here. TSG Army and Blood Bashers are all in the bottom 13. And finally, the fan favorites when it comes to the game of Free Fire have slowly made it up into the top 12. That is going to be the second slide where we'll be able to see which is that one team which is still holding the top position. Obviously, oh my goodness!
It's the day one. It's the day one overalls. Chemin Esports
I'm so sorry.
Chemin Esports at the top with 94. Blind Esports at the second place with 82. 4unknown with the third place with 49.
69.
69. My mistake. 69. Evil Army at the fourth place with 69 again. And that comes to say that the placement points does matter when it comes to the same amount of overall points as we talk about Team D Esports finishing off at the 5th place with 63, TSM FTX at the 6th place with 59.
Good to see TSM coming into the top 6 for sure.
Headhunters with multiple booyah, but still at the 7th place with 57.
Yeah, and Raven Esports, even though many people vouch for them, we have got a decent 55 kill points in the 55 overall points in the name. AFF Esports with 54. Then after that, it's all just 1 or 2 pointers coming. Total Gaming, GodLike, and Level Iconic. But at the same time, it's good to see that Chemin Esports have turned out to be the stronger team for the day. This is going to change a lot when it comes to the overall points table. At one point of time, I thought it was the overall points table, even though you were right. But still, now my fingers are crossed. After seeing Chemin Esports, Blind Esports, 4unknown, all are there on the top. Now the changes is going to be huge.
The gaps closing in, yes.
Yeah, the gaps are going to close in. Let's see which is that one team which will be making it into the first page, or probably the team which will be holding the top 6 spot to make it directly into the finale. And that is what every team will want at the end of the league stages.
All these teams have played 3 matches each today, and that comes to say that Chemin Esports getting 1 booyah, 2 consistent matches, they have been able to make it towards the top. PVS Blind Esports at the 2nd place, 1 booyah. A match, I think one of those matches they had to leave early. That was somewhere at the 10th or the 8th position. That brought them up a bit.
It suppressed them a little.
It suppressed them a bit. And 4unknown still keeping up their momentum. All the 3 matches making it towards the top 3 or the top 5. Eventually, they are at the 3rd place. The thing that surprises me is Headhunters. Multiple booyahs at the 7th place. I think they have 40 points to the name and 1 position point. So that says that 2 matches they had booyah in the name. They are not able to execute the kills at the same time, but match
they're playing. Prediction of zone is turning out good for them.
Yes.
But eventually, if the assaulters will be able to do something good for the team, get that initial knocks, I think they'll be able to do something good. If you guys like what we both are doing over here, me as Arka and he as Red Cape, all you have to do is follow us on our socials. You can find me at caster.arka. You can find him at IG_. about Cape, and where you can tell us about everything else. For now, we'll be stepping into the overall standing as of today. That's going to be week 1 and week 2, day 1, and in the bottom 11, we are able to see that it's going to be still Mayhem, Lifehackers, Team Chaos, Never Broke Again, Enigma Gaming, Nemesis, Raven Esports, GodLike, Bloodbashers, UG Mania, DESI Gamers, and Total Gaming. It looks like these teams have actually not left their spot, but I believe that, Headhunters will be somehow pushing themselves in the first
Total
place.
Gaming still retaining that 13th position. I think they're very close.
Yeah, 1 or 2 points difference.
192, I think there's a 1 point difference or a 2 point difference, or maybe the position point difference between the same teams. Let's see if they are able to make towards the page number 1 of the overall point standings when it comes to the next day, as we talk about UG Mania with 1 Booyah and the rest of the teams. There are 2 teams with the Booyahs in the second page. That's UG Mania and Bloodbashers with 1 Booyah each after 6 matches each. And as we talk about the remaining teams, we look on towards the first page.
Yeah, we'll be looking at the first page where we'll get to know the top 12, and I would want to see who will be leading it on the top. I still believe it's going to be Blind Esports. Yes! Oh my goodness, the first team to reach the 300 mark is going to be the Blind Esports, who's come up with 152 kill points, 169 placement points, or 321 points coming in from their side. A huge difference coming in over there. Right behind them is going to be 4 Unknown with just 2 Booyahs, still able to execute some good kill points and placement points with 268 points. Team D Esports coming right behind them with just 7 points difference is something good to watch out for. It's going to be Team D Esports in the 3rd position, and look at the team after that. The team which is playing silently but still able to come up over here because of the placement points and the kill points is going to be Team Elite with 257 points.
And at the same time, the 5th place is going to be Evil Army with 237, Headhunters at the 6th with 233, TSE Army with 231, Chemin Esports with 225, TSM FTX with 224. That's close comeback between Team Chemin Esports and TSM FTX with a 1 point difference. And at the same time, PVS Gaming, AFF Esports, and Level Iconic with 215, 212, and 213 respectively.
Yeah.
So they are.
Yeah, at the same time, I would like to point out about Chemin Esports, TSM FPS, PVS Gaming, and AFF Esports. These are the teams which were in the bottom before, but now they have somehow made it into the top, and they have done an amazing job so far. Not to forget what TSG Army was also able to execute in the previous games. They are able to somehow make it into the top 10, or probably we can expect this one team to actually come into the top 6 as well. By the way they're performing, they're not going to refrain from any kinds of fights. It's just that the crosshair has to connect properly. If that happens, I think they'll be the strongest team to watch out for.
Well, when it comes to TSG Army, again, I had strong hopes on them, and yes, they were able to get a Booyah in this name.
Yeah.
And now we're gonna go in towards the results of the People's Choice of the day.
Superstar of the Day, People's Choice Awards. Coming in 10 seconds on our screens. At the same time, I want to say one thing. If you guys know who's going to be the winner, put it out in the chat, spam it out so that they understand the kind of love you show it for them. And it's going to be Nivesh coming in from the Blind Esports. 65% of the people have voted it out with that amazing performance coming in from his side. 10-12 kills coming in because of the grenade itself, due to which he was able to perform that well. Right behind him is going to be Beam with 29%. That's a very good, numbers to be specific, because Beam has been there consistently from the first day. So that comes up to say that Evil Army are performing really well when it comes to the overall points table.
And I think this is going to be the end of day 1, and still we'll be back again on day 2 pretty much soon. That's tomorrow starting at 6 p.m. again. And you can find us on our socials. That's going to be caster.arca and IG_skip. That's myself. And you can come to Instagram, let us know what we need to improve.
You can find her on any of our socials, by the way. So let us know. Yesterday one person did text me and tell me I was pronouncing TSG as TGS. Thank you so much for coming in and letting me know. And I hope that I've rectified my mistake. So in case you guys are finding something, please do let us know over here. Red Cape, final words from you.
Well, I think we are gonna go towards the top 5 MVP before the final words come in, but at the same time, all this happening because of Snapdragon processors and Poco coming into play, where we have the phones like X3 coming into action. All you need to do is go into Snapdragon Insiders and be a part of it, where you will have every single update of new processors coming in, new phones coming in, new flagships coming in, every single thing before your friends knows it. All you need to do is go to Google and search for Snapdragon Insiders and be a part of the community. Just sign up for it. At the same time, we're going to look on the top 5 players of the end of day 2, of the end of week 2, day 1.
Yeah, and it's gonna be Nivesh leading in the front with 4000 damage, 12 kills. It was just that in one game he was able to execute kills, but that is more than enough for him to retain the top spot as the top 5 player of the day. And right behind them is going to be Kaushik, somehow performing really well for Chemin Esports. Even he's got 10 kills with 5000 damage. That's valuable pointers coming in from his side. Then it's going to be Evil Beam, Evil Army Beam, who does perform when the team is required. Even he performed really well in only one game. The other times he was executed. 4 unknown Anand coming in right behind them with 7 kills, 2762 damage. That comes up to say most of his kills have been executed perfectly. And Asustar, how can we forget this one man? Performing so well, carrying his teammate throughout the day, getting 7 kills, valuable ones with 2109 damage.
Well, yes, all the 5 players performing it out, putting it everything 100% towards the team,
Yeah.
making it sure that they make it towards the top 30, top 12 place. And I'm happy how the overall league stages boards are standing right now. We'll have a lot of tables turning out, but it's time to bid goodbye. See you guys tomorrow, same time, 6 p.m. The league stages, week 2, day 2 starts.
Thank you so much. Take care and bye-bye.